channel may review knives, but I have the most fun on the lives. Settle in and grab a snack. Juvan and his vibe will arrive to attack. Talking blades and casting shade. There may be some friendly debate, but please no hate. Wow! My channel may My channel may review knives, but I have the most fun on the lives. Settle in and grab a snack. Juvan and his vibe will arrive to attack. Talking blades and casting shade. There may be some friendly debate, but please no hate. But please no hate. My channel may very few nights, but please no hate. But please no hate. Wow. But please no hate. Wow. Very few nights, but please no hate. But please no hate. My Murray got the world in a spin.
Blades in my hand, got the world in a spin. Juvan's knife flicks, let the show begin. Every move sharp like the edge I hold. Stories untold, sharper than gold. Flick life, twist life, every frame tight. Knives on the screen, cutting through the night. Subscribers piling up like stacks on stacks. Juvan's in the zone, ain't no turning back. Clicks and views, yeah, they fly like sparks. Knives in the dark, carving out my mark. From ballad songs, flipping to the sickest tricks. Juvan's knife flicks, where legends are lit. Every video's fresh like a polished blade. Precision and grind, that's how dreams get paid. Cutting through limits, breaking the streak. Juvan on the rise, every fan's heartbeat. From tutorials fire to unboxings insane. Content so slick, you won't leave the lane. Blood, sweat, crisp, stealing every flick. And Juvan's world sharp is the only pick. Flick life, twist life, every frame tight. Knives on the screen, cutting through the night. Subscribers piling up like stacks on stacks. Juvan's in the zone, ain't no turning back.
Debate, don't hate. 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 We're gonna take you back, gonna take you way back with the positive rap. Now tell me, how about that? And in a matter of fact, yo, don't believe the hype. We about to shine a light, it's about to be out of sight. The classic sound that's coming back around. It's the ultimate breakdown that you can get down to, and it's brand new just for you. So take a listen, and here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take you back, we're gonna take you way back to the sounds of the past for the message that will last. Debate, don't hate. 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 Say debating and you say hating. Now let's get to it, no hesitating. Come on, let's debate it. This hatred is faded. Now get up on the mic and tell me what you say. We came here to have a good time. We came here to free our minds. Don't leave that negativity behind, 'cause it's a celebration of life. We're gonna take you back, gonna take you way back with a positive.
Lights go dark, the stream comes on. Juvan's here, the vibe is strong. click and clack, the steel in sight. Every edge sharpened, Friday night. Night flicks dance under the light. Blades that shine and cut so tight. Handles spin and edges glide. Friday night flicks worldwide. He talks the craft with steady flow. Steel and story you'll wanna know. Flick of the wrist, how smooth it goes. Every frame a master show. Night flicks dance under the light. Blades that shine and cut so tight. Handles spin and edges glide. Friday night flicks worldwide. From Bowie to Karambit Steel, every flick has that cool appeal. The chat goes wild when he reveals a masterpiece you wish was real. Viewers locked and they can't resist. The flick of steel's a weekly twist. Carving moments, he makes it slick. Juve on streaming, doing the trick.
Went out because we only had a little bit, but are you high on cigarettes? And when that stuff runs out, you're gonna wanna make it. Are you high on cigarettes?
Let's watch Truvon's weirdness and get high on cigarettes.
The limit went out because we only had a little bit, but are you high on cigarettes? And when that stuff runs out, you're gonna wanna make it. Are you high on cigarettes?
Let's watch Truvon's weirdness and get high on cigarettes. Let's watch Truvon's weirdness and get high on cigarettes. Let's watch Truvon's weirdness and get high on cigarettes. Let's watch Truvon's weirdness and get high on cigarettes. Do you know that you're right or wrong? 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 He don't smoke 'em, but he loves it when you do. That's why he's high on cigarettes. And if you find him, you should light him up a few. He's getting high on cigarettes. Let's watch Truvon's weirdness and get high on cigarettes. Let's watch Truvon's weirdness and get high on cigarettes. Let's watch Truvon's weirdness and get high on cigarettes. Let's watch Truvon's weirdness and get high on cigarettes. Do you know that you're right?
I told you to go to bed already, would you please?
I'm not tired!
I told you 5 times to go to bed.
Oh, come on, Jim, please.
Hey, come on, come on.
Is this what you had in mind when you asked me to marry you?
No. Remember when you first fell in love?
There's something more like this in life.
Keep it that way. From the Mormons, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day
Well, that was disturbing. What's up, guys? How is everybody? Just starting a little bit early, jumping in here because we've got said faction, if I'm not mistaken, at 11:15 Central. I wanted to get in here and say hey to Marco, to Brother Joe Isabella, channel member. I know some of y'all popped in and popped out. Neil McKenzie, channel member, what's up? Brother Richard Hopkins, the man, the myth, the legend, frequent contributor of Cool Knives that I send out to you guys. Thanks to him. Channel member. Good to see you, Richard. We got Brother Paul Mills, my buddy and brother in blood. Paul, channel member. What is up, my friend? El Cap Addict, what is happening, brother? Good to see you. Good to see everybody. Happy Friday. The week, at least the linear week, if you will, is over, and we are at Friday night, which means tomorrow Saturday. No audio. No audio. Y'all thumbs up me if you can hear audio. I hear it in my ears, but that doesn't mean anything. Can you hear me? Yeah, Paul, jump out and jump back in, brother. I was about to, because usually I don't hear it in my ears. If it's too loud, I can turn it down. Should probably put on some mood music. What's happened is, since they shuffled around all of StreamYard's controls, I had this favorite song that was kind of low key. I'm looking through them now, and I don't remember what the name of it was. I want it's like real good background music. Who knows? Let's try this one. Let's see if there we go. We'll go with that. I hope everybody's had a great week. I hope the Space Ghost channel member, what is up? And y'all come by the members live tomorrow. Got a cool little USA pocket fixie tiny one I'm going to give away. It's going to be sweet. And of course, something cool from Richard will be thrown in there. But tonight we're going to have Andrew Kidd stopping by, probably about 45 minutes, to talk about Lucky Dog knives and the latest drop he got in from David Mary Customs up in Canada, where he has these made, kind of small batch, right? Custom maker who makes these knives for him. And talk about what he's got in stock. Show us one of his new designs that he's gotten in that looks really cool. So he'll be good to have here, and hopefully Brother Kyle Coonley will come by and we can have some good sharpening steel questions answered. Tell you what I've been cutting with, not to self-promote, but this is an edgy American accomplishment. This is the little fret that I designed, kind of a tall black grind. It is super thin, and it is 64 HRC Magna Cut, and I cut a bunch of cardboard today. Probably, see, I don't know the footage. Cut down 2 big boxes. But I mean, the proper HRC is amazing. So hats off to Edgy. I'm still cutting stuff with it. I've got to find a place, and I guess y'all tell me, is Home Depot, Lowe's the best place to find that thick sisal rope or sisal rope that Nick Stossel uses? Paul, is very slicey, and that's just kind of what it's designed for, is a little pocket slicer with a tall blade. Tall is in high, so it slices through stuff pretty well. It's a cardboard destroyer. That's what I've been having the most fun with. I did a video about a week ago, and I'd put the first edge on it, and it wasn't an edge I was happy with, so I went back, put another edge on it. It could really use, because I'm not a professional sharpener like Kyle, I'm waiting before I launch this for the one from Kyle to come in, because it's going to go to a few people to do some testing. But I want to get some sisal rope. Where do I go? Home Depot, Lowe's? I don't want yellow rope. I want that kind of brown, natural rope that I can cut up and see if it causes any blade wear, so to speak. I'm guessing Home Depot or Lowe's or something like that would be the only. I don't think we have a small hardware store. There might be one in downtown Huntsville. But anyway, got some cool knives to show you guys. We've got Richard coming in. Not Richard. Andrew coming in a little while to talk about his knives. But this is a knife that I've had probably no less than 5 or 6 of. And I passed them along to you guys. And Vosteed sent me another one because they keep either making the blade a little thinner, just making minor adjustments. This one, they added that little sheath adjuster on the right that you see on Kaiser. See that screw that's got floating right there with a grommet on each side? That's to make the sheath tighter or lighter. It comes with a half tech lock. I put the ulti-clip on it. But guys, this is a great EDC knife, in my opinion. The frag handle, I do wish they would do something different on the handle. I think the handle is great. Continue to offer it. But if you're going to keep this knife in rotation, you're making modifications to make it better, I think it'd be cool to have some different handle textures, maybe. You know, a texture that Richard and I were talking about today, and I think his is textured the same way, is this new Kaiser Begleiter fixing. Richard got the sheep's foot. This is the Tonto. They also have a drop point. But this grip is very thin. It's G10 instead of micarta, but it's just got these horizontal lines, which are grooved into it. And then a couple of nice jimping spots on mine because it's a Tonto. I'm sure the sheep's foot's the same way. But it's really comfortable in the hand too. It's thinner. And these knives are probably in the same rough price point, but you can tell, maybe you can tell, the Kaiser on this side is much thinner than the mink. Now that's not necessarily a good thing over time with fatigue, depending on what you're cutting, but that's a great knife. I've really been impressed with it. I've started cutting stuff with it. You can tell by the blade. I've not put it through the cardboard cutting test, but I've got a bunch of cardboard to cut. I did notice cutting paper that it had a little drag, which makes me think I'll try to strop it, but I probably should put an edge on it. I mean, it cuts fine. I hit a fold. And maybe it's the coating on the blade. I cut so much paper that, to me, and it's probably a falsity, but sharpness is kind of dictated by the sound and the way it moves through the paper. And this does have a gritty coated finish, almost like an Essie, more like a DLC. This is a matte raised finish. I could scratch it with my fingernail and you'd probably hear it. But it's an outdoors knife, right? I mean, and this is the larger size of EDC, because it's going to be larger by the mink by about an inch. So I'm guessing this is an 8-inch knife. Be better if I put it in the right sheath. But Kaisers, everybody's got the little retention tighteners on their taco sheaths, which I don't necessarily get that. I don't understand, because I know a lot of American makers that do taco sheaths and they don't do that. And the construction method's the same. This is pretty cool. I did a video on it that hadn't come up yet, but this is a new ulti clip. It's made to go on a belt. I'm testing it as a pocket dropper. I've got 2 of them. They're 2 different ones. I forgot the other knife I put it on, but I've got a little, they're 2 different. There's an APH and an AH. And the way this works is you either can do a short block or this long block. I won't confuse that situation. And I'll have a video out tomorrow afternoon, but you put this long block on and then you put this clip in, kind of like you would a Spyderco clip, in that heavy duty plastic spacer thing that you put 2 screws in to keep it from moving. It's super light. When I'm pulling out, wow, my camera wasn't even working. I put the knife under there and there was nothing there. But I always use my thumb when I deploy my fixed blade. Some of them ulti clips and deep concealment carry clips specifically, I can just yank the knife out without touching the sheath. This is made to go around the belt, and it'll install either way. So I would have it with the solid part at the top and this little clip going under my belt. But for a pocket dropper, it works great. Because again, I use my thumb and I'm not planning to have to do any rapid deploying of knives. Been testing a couple of really cool, and I say testing, one of them's just been jabbing it into stuff. And I need to get some fruit, like some watermelon. Lucky Dog Knives, what's going on? Kathleen Smith, what is going on? Miss Channel member, both of you guys, welcome, welcome. Andrew's going to be joining us, Lucky Dog Knives, here in just a little bit. But I've been jabbing this thing in cardboard because it leaves gaping entry, like holes, I guess you could say. This is not a slicey knife. So when you look at these grinds, this is called a zero flat. So the bottom of it, if you try to cut cardboard or paper with this, it's a thick worn clip. It'll cut paper, but I would not want to cut cardboard with it, because what you've got is you've got a 60 degree, 30 degree per side, or 30 degree bevel on the bottom, on the front, and on the top to about right where my finger is. I don't know if you can see that shiny bevel. And this is right under a 1/4 inch thick. I think this one's AEBL. Just a little hand Slurpee saver. You come a sneaking, I'm going to leave you leaking. This is the kind of thing that would work through. I would hate to get stuck with this, because when you stick it in cardboard, and I might even do a video on it if I get comfortable moving my tripod around and found a good place to film outside. If you stick cardboard with this and then you stick it with a knife like this is also a tactical knife. The entry area, I guess you'd call it the cut that it makes when it's plunged in, is night and day. I mean, this Guardian, which this one's called, the Guardian leaves a gaping, kind of a diamond-shaped penetration hole, so to speak, YouTube terms of service. But a great knife, the Guardian. Really enjoyed this. I do carry this quite a bit. I carry it with this clip right here. I do carry this on my belt. I carry an appendix. It does stick out a little bit because I'm a thin guy, but I could also carry it flipped around on my back, in the small of my back. This is a great self-defense, close quarters, battle, combat, whatever you want to call it, blade. And then the other knives that I'm looking at, the other knife I'm looking at from TKL is one I've looked at before, the old version, and I gave it away to you guys, but this is the TKL Combatant. This would be what I would rate, in my opinion, their second. A lot of people say they're first. I really like this knife. In terms of an EDC knife that's still tactical, but that's mainly an EDC knife that is a good cutter, a good feather sticker, a good hard use outdoor knife. The Combatant and the Raider. The Raider has a little bit taller blade, and it doesn't have as aggressive as a Swedge, so it's not maybe as tactical, but they're both the exact same size. I want to say this guy's 7 inches. I should have measured that other one. Yeah. The Combatant and the Raider are both right at 7 inches. And one thing cool, I've not seen it on this handle, but I bet they offer it. They do have it on this handle, which, believe it or not, is the same as that handle. And it's the same as my adversary handle. They've done extended grips like they did on the Warren EDC, where they did a G10 grip that's about 1 inch longer for people with longer hands. And then it comes together where it's thicker in the back. So when you put it on, you take this screw right here and you move it back to the G10 and it holds together G10 to G10 and it fits perfectly. I've got a set of those scales. They're a little bit big for me. They do have a lanyard hole in the back of them. So the extended scales, which maybe if we do a break later, I'll grab, or they're on my videos, are really cool. To me, one of the things, besides the fact that they're USA made by a retired Marine, very small family business. I know Tim and Suzanne personally. I've not met or know the names of their kids, but they do it with just a few employees. Do a really good job, but the innovation is what I think is really cool, because a lot of times they're working with government contracts, small operations teams that are looking for a specific tool to get a specific job done. It turns out to be a tool that they can bring to the market, and they do. So the things like the extended grips, the Sentry grip, which is the same type of thing where they've made a G10 grip system that has a ring built into it. So if you don't want a permanent ring knife, but you want the option to have that, he's developed a grip for that. The fasteners on the handles are developed by Tim, made in Georgia, where they are, not in his shop, but these fasteners are really cool. You put a T15 Torx in one side, and then you twist it out. It's just a simple hollow bolt and a barrel. Good knives. I can't say enough nice things about TKL. They've been super kind to the channel. I was a fan before they ever sent me a knife. They're doing a lot of, or will be doing a lot of stuff on their small Piranha platform, which is this platform that Melissa Backwoods did the Warren EDC with, which I don't have out here. It's actually right behind me. I might grab it in a second. But those small knives are where kind of my passion lies. I like little guys. And I love carrying a knife that works very well on my belt, especially one. This is a little heavy because it's thick, carry in my back pocket. But I like a small knife that I can carry in my back pocket, like this Lucky Dog Bulldog, which is a knife that before I started testing these, and I think Richard will tell you the same thing, this knife stays in my pocket more than almost any other till mine came in. When mine came in, I've been carrying it with Terry sheath on it. But I love these. I think they're a holster development. I'm trying to think of the name of the company, but they're deep concealment carry clips, and they make them in several different styles. And what Lucky Dog does is they make their sheaths specifically for them. They come with these clips, but these clips to me blow an Ulti clip out of the water. Because I've never had any corrosion on these clips. These clips, when you put them over your seam in your pocket, it's got this little salt. I don't know if you can see that tooth that comes up, but it really locks in. So this is one of the knives that I can, or one of the clip styles, because I buy these clips for my knives too. You've got to go on their page. They offer about 13 clips, and you've got to look at your hole patterns and where you're trying to mount it. But I'll put a link up in a second. But I can pull the knife out with no problem without using my thumb. These are great clips for pocket droppers. But again, I like just a nice, easy clip, kind of like a knife, easy in, easy out of the pocket, because I'm not going to be pulling the knife without using my thumb ramp. That's just how I've conditioned myself. Being an everyday EDC knife guy, I just always use my thumb. Keeps my sheath in place. And then in my back pocket, I've always got to be careful when I'm putting it back in my sheath, because I don't want to stab myself. I've come close to doing that a couple of times. This is a Rife F3, by the way. About the size of a Bradford Guardian. This one's Magna Cut, blacked out G10. Kind of a little mini bushcraft knife. One that haven't done a review on, but I've done a review on its sibling, the Circadian, which is a sheep's foot. Rife knives are very nice. I hadn't been made aware of them. They're a small production company, smaller than Tops, smaller than I can't think of any others off the top of my head, but like Bark River, I'm sure they're smaller than Bark River. but they make a lot of really big boy knives too. Big, chomping knives. But when they looked at my channel, they could tell that I did the smaller knives. And this is probably on the large size of what I've carried. This is kind of a work knife. When I did the video, this is kind of from the office to the campsite. I mean, it's thick, nicely ground, good blade geometry, Magna cut, contoured micarta handles, a little bit thick. So in the back pocket, which is where I carry this, you do feel it. I do know it's there. But I'm a fan. Of Rife stuff. And then I think I showed you guys on the last live, the biggest surprise so far this year has been the biggest Kaiser that I've unboxed, the Drop Bear Fix 7. Now, the sharpening choil, I watched the video. Jared thought the same thing. He actually ground his off. Now, would you ever need to sharpen this knife for what it's for? A chopper? Would it be a problem? I don't know. I just look at knives the way I've always looked at knives, which is, looking at sharpening choils is one of the things I check. When I unboxed this, because the sheath was under it, it looked to me like a Medford. Shane pointed out it looked like a Becker, which is probably more accurate. But it is a big, this one's 1095. I think it's about 65 bones. And then they make an AEBL that I think is about 75 bones. I think they're $10 difference. AEBL might have a micarta handle. This one has a G10 handle. It's got a little, I guess you'd call it a little like swimming pool or a little skateboard bowl in there that if you want to do bow fire starting, if you're like, Davy Crockett and you've got your bow and you've got your stick and you want to give it one of these, that's a place for you to put your stick. But it's just a spear point. It's super thick. I've hacked on it. I've not gotten the edge to roll. But the problem, it's not a problem. That's just kind of a miss. When I report back, now you can easily get that with the Dremel. You can get it with a stone. I think Jared took a belt grinder and grinded his flat and then sharpened it. But if you set this down like so, it's not going to sit flush. So if you're a stone sharpener, it could be problematic. For me, like I say, I doubt I will sharpen this knife. I'll use it as a camp knife. If I sharpen it, I'll throw it on the TS Prof and just work the edge that I can get. I think it's got 7 inches. But it's a big ass knife. And for Kaiser, it's the most surprising size Kaiser I've ever seen. And it's been the biggest surprise this year. Does that mean it's my favorite knife this year? No. Means I respect it. I respect the fact that Kaiser's doing some different stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of people at MC. There are a lot of lives. I get a lot of airtime, so there's no telling where people are. They're probably getting tired of me. But this is an interesting knife. This is a Kaiser chisel grind. You can also get this exact same knife in a regular grind. It's fashioned after a yokieri knife, which is some Japanese grind, and that back is for weight relief and balance. But this thing, I was surprised because I didn't know what chisel grinds were really for. It makes sense that you got half the wedge that you're pushing through the material. So it's going to be very slicey. It's also easier to feel sharpen. There's a sharpener built into the sheath because you're only cutting half of it. But it's very slicey. And this is a very, I guess you'd call it under $100, well under $100 knife. This one's AEBL. This one has a decent sharpening choil. It's got the same little thing for if you want to be a, Boy Scout, Eagle Scout and start a fire that way. but it's also got a sharp enough spine to where it'll strike up a ferro rod. So to see them making bushcrafted knives, making backwood knives, there's a sharpener, little diamond plate built into it. To me, it's interesting. I like seeing cool stuff come out. I like seeing interesting stuff come out. And guys, feel free, if MC's doing a big giveaway, I will be here. Jump over there, make sure you get entered, because I think you've got to be there to win. And I will be here waiting for you guys, for those of you that want to hang. And like I said, Andrew's going to jump on. Hopefully a few more people will be here when he gets up. But the new, let me show you guys what we'll be looking at. And you might have gotten some new stuff in that hadn't hit the website, but the website has gotten some new stuff. What? Gonna make me click the already signed up email. So got the orange, the Osage orange bulldog, several guard dogs. They've got the ranch dogs back in, which this is the ranch dog right there. I don't know if you can see it. Mine was 3V. These are AEBL. Very nice knife. It's got a spay blade. I hope that's sharing. Those guys are back in stock. And then the River Dog, a couple of configurations of it are in. The Natural Micarta, which to me looks beautiful. I think that's a gorgeous knife. That one looks like it's 15 in 20. Like AEBL is a choice. It's in the cart. So that's the new design, the River Dog. Kind of a spear point. Nice crown spine. And keep in mind, these knives are handmade. They're designed by Andrew, and they're handmade by David Mary Customs over in Canada. So, like, for example, you might have a few lines in the blade. I've gotten a few lines in my blade, but they're all done by hand. So they're all going to be slightly different. Yeah, they come from a water jet blank that they cut from, but then everything else is done by hand. Really well done knives. I've been super impressed with them. I love this knife, which is the Ranch Dog, the one I carry the most, and it's only 4 3/4 inches, so it's probably going to be small for a lot of you guys, is the Bulldog, but it's like the perfect little package shredder for me. Hand jimping all the way across the top there. All that a ram's foot blade. Nice micarta handle. Not a bad knife for breaking down cardboard either, but for getting into packages, for getting into cat food, for getting into those plastic blister packs that they put stuff in that's so hard to get out, this just eats through it. But he will be joining us at some point. Marco, what's up? Sierra Rick, what is up? Who have I missed? Kevin Smith and Knives. What is up, brother? Channel member, 1931 Leatherworks. The man, the myth, the legend. All of the frets are going to come with a 1931 Leatherworks sheath when I release these, just so you know. That's going to be part of it. It's an awesome sheath. I cut a ton of cardboard today. Let me go to Instagram. Find my post. Let me share this real quick. All I had to do is clean it up with alcohol when I came in, because tape is just a mess. I hate going through Amazon tape. That's about $3.20 24 by 12 boxes, good sized boxes. That's the stack I'm taking out to the recycling bin. And that's all I'm doing with it. I want to get some sisal rope and do some cutting on that. I've got a place where I can cut it. So I do want to do that. And I've really been impressed with it. It's a great little knife. Did a video that's going to come out tomorrow that's TRM focused, just for those of you that like TRM. Something I'll show you that's in my pocket that's new, that came in, that's awesome. But then today I did a video that was all my Pokey Stabby TKL stuff. That's just a part of the thumbnail. That's just what's going on in my world of Instagram. I've gotten bad. I've gotten lazy. What's up, Ryan Ellis? Gentleman, Burn Relic, what is up? I've gotten terrible about having creative constipation, having to make myself make shorts and having to make myself come up with video ideas. And it used to be a lot more fluid. And I think it's just something I'm going through. I've got to work through it. It's not boredom with knives. It's not lack of knives. It's not anything like that. It's just I've got to get creative and come up with ideas that people want to watch. You know, I kind of see myself as a knife overview channel. I always said in my description, and I always feel this way. I'm learning a lot more about knives and steel, but I'm always that guy who talks about how a knife makes me feel, how it feels in my hand, how it feels when I use it. Not with Taco Bell, buddy. But I got this in this week. I sent this back. TRM had reached out to me and offered to change my blade in my Coyote Bulldog to the Revision B, which is this much larger blade hole. Here's my, whoops, wrong case. Here's my Revision A, the first one, which in all truth, I never had a problem with Revision A. So that's the original blade hole. And that's the one based on customer feedback, which is how they make their decisions. They got enough feedback and were early enough in the project that the little TRM logo that's always been right here is right here on the side. This is one of the most comfortable knives, and I'm not a bar lock guy. Their system is called the River Lock. Very, very smooth. And with this blade, I can flick it from the bottom. I can flick it from the top. Flick it from anywhere I get it, or I can just slow roll it. Or I can just hold the River Lock and swing it out. But USA made knife, I think they're about 250, 260 in G10. I might be a little bit off there, but I've been carrying this thing since it came in. Really love this knife. It's the exact same length as the Neutron, but it's a little bit wider. The blade stock's a little bit wider, and the handle's a little bit wider. Be Shady, 23 months, dude. Thank you so much. You know what that means? That means you get a real quick man hug. Thank you, brother. Definitely stop in tomorrow, even if it's just for a second, because you don't have to be here. A lot of lives go on Saturday. All you have to do is pop in, leave the word of the day, and like the Night's Edge, I will contact you if you win and you've bailed, because a lot of people have to do that. Ryan Ellis has had to do that once before. I can't say enough nice things about TRM, not just the Bulldog. They are my favorite USA-made company by a long shot, because I'm not a hard use guy. I'm a slicer guy. The first knife, this came with red micarta scales before I upgraded it. I traded this with a gentleman from the community, and this is the Neutron, just the OG liner lock Neutron. Kevin Smith and Knives, 15 months. Dude, thank you, guys. If you've been here and you've been a member for 1 month, 15 months, 23 months, I hope I can keep you guys interested and keep your support because it means a ton to me and it gives me confidence. I appreciate you. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Kevin. Big man hug. So the Neutron was my first TRM. Love this knife. It is still super slicey. I've never had to sharpen this. Oops. Then I wanted the bigger one, which is the Atom. And Sobek Scooter, if y'all know him from the chat, he's responsible for this. When we were first kind of met each other in the chat rooms, he was telling me about TRM. I wasn't even aware of them. I was brand new to the community, but they were one of the first American knife besides a Benchmade or Spyderco that I bought. I love the Atom, just as thin as the Neutron, but a 3.5-inch blade. These are OGs, so they're 20 CV. I think you can choose between Magna Cut and 20 CV now. And then, of course, one of their most excellent designs, but they will not sell me titanium scales. And I know I can put them on. I did not, but we're going to look at it in just a second. But the Shadow has one of the tallest, sliciest blades. I carry and cut with this quite a bit. Love it. My buddy has a titanium one that's in my video that'll go live tomorrow. And then my new favorite is the little Neutron 2 frame lock, because it's even thinner than the regular Neutron. Let's go look at that in it. Chris229, been a member. There's always man hugs, guys. There's always. Should just let them run their course and run out. But let's go to DLT. I think I saw it somewhere. See, I try to not pay attention to that stuff since I'm not buying knives right now. It kind of bums me out because there's a certain knife. Be a minute. It clicks across here. All right. I love that. 275, 861. That's big for me, but for a camp knife or a hiking knife, I love the sheep's foot. What's it made out of? The pricing's good on it. I don't know what it's made out of. Magna Cut. I think that's a huge win. If I was in the market, I would buy that right now. And if you do buy it right now, use my link. I've got a DLT link. It doesn't save you any money, but hopefully all my my beacons link, they're all in my description, but all my beacons link should work too. What's going on, Sharp Southerner? Hey, yo, welcome. Happy Friday. Welcome to Friday Night Flicks. Sit tight, settle in. We're going to have a guest joining us here in a little bit, and it'll be pretty cool because he has some awesome knives to show off. I'll shill a little bit more. This is kind of a preview more than a shill because I haven't even talked about this yet, but this is going to be a cool little, I think it's cool. It's a knife that I wanted for me, and I wanted edgy American blade, Shane to make it. And we actually revised this knife once. We had one at Blade Show, actually two, and we didn't show either one of them. But it's called the Fret. It's a little 6-inch EDC pocket knife for people who like to open packages, cut feather stick stuff. I mean, it's tall. It's thin, though. It's very thin behind the edge, so it's not a prior. It's not a chopper. It's a little pocket dropper. And the sheath that's going to come with it's from Tactical Terry. Let's see what Rich is showing us here. I'm going to share something real quick. I'm going to take a look-see. I'm not familiar with these guys. Fire Hardened Blades. Those look very cool, though. I like the shape. Let's see what the story is on it. Magna cut 3 1/4 inch blades. So it's going to be probably 7 inches long. Let's see how long it's going to be. 7 1/8. 60 to 63. I totally approve of that. It's right on the large size of what I carry. Now, that doesn't mean I wouldn't carry it as an EDC knife. I absolutely would. In reality, for me, that one would not get as much carry time only because it's a little bit bigger than my 6 inch and my 5 inches. And I'm not a hard user. But I've never been familiar with these guys. I'm going to save them though. Richard, where'd you find out about these guys? Did you see them on a channel? Very, very cool. I mean, it's a basic design, but basic designs sometimes are basic because they work very well. I'm not crazy about all the pop-ups. I need to turn myself into, since I'm unemployed and I'm a digital marketing, not expert, but specialist. I could help so many of these websites, River's Edge Cutlery for one, DLT for another, just because I get asked every time I go there. And I know I've said this right before, but every time I go to DLT, I might not get hit with them again, but I probably will. Every time I go, I get hit with the join my email list. Well, I've already signed up for your email list. I'm a member of your email list. And usually I don't mind this because this is just, I wonder if I have any DLT rewards. I haven't. Guys, I only recommend sites that I buy from, and I bought a lot of knives from DLT. I don't want to look at them because it'll make me start totaling them up. Go to River's Edge Cutlery. Watch, I'm going to get pounded with an ad. That's a couple of cool knives. One of those was Jack Wolf's new one. Jacob Creates Street Dweller. So the Chickadee guy, Jacob Creates. These are individually made in the USA. This little knife, I've never seen it before. I'm more of a fan of his Hail Mary, which is a knife that I see quite a bit. Maybe he did this for River's Edge Cutlery. But 3V, small little EDC, handmade by Jacob, 6061 HRC, $300. It is 7 inches exactly. USA made, super, super nice stuff. Jacob Creates, it's like a big chickadee. So that caught my attention off the homepage. Let's see what else River is. That's the new Jack Wolf. See what else is new. Let's see what's come in. Tertiary Small Sabenza. Big Idea Design. That's new design. Big Idea Design USA Signal. So that's going to be bigger than the 7.62. I've got their little Lookout, which is a 6-inch knife. So that's a smaller one. But I love looking around. Bet they've got these clips here too. Those ulti clips. There's Jacob's knife. They've got some Hinders, Kunwus, a lot of cool stuff in stock. I reviewed a Microtech UTX last week. It was a Marathon Select. Nice little knife. I did not know. I learned that UTX 85 just means it's 85% the size of the Ultratech. I'm sure most of you guys knew that. But when you see a UTX and it's got a number behind it, the number is the percentage of size it is to the original Ultratech. I learned that before I did the review, so I'll share it with you. All right, I'm about done with this. We're going to look at one more page. Right. This is a great knife. Ryan Ellis asked me if I tried one. I said no, and he insisted on sending me his for a review, and I did. And I liked it so much that I bought one off of Amazon like 2 weeks later. $150 for Magna Cut. Great action, super thin. I mean, I can't stress. You can watch my video and you can see how thin it is, but it is very, very thin. The blade stock is 0.09. So for a little EDC knife that gets things sliced and cut, the Kershaw is a good one. I reviewed my first ZT last week, the 0513. I'd never had a ZT on the channel. Knives and More let me borrow a new one and check it out. It's an automatic with a micarta handle. Pull it up here. And I was very impressed. The first video, I had to make my second video because when I started it and opened it, it kicked out of my hand. I should have left it because it landed on my mat. I should have just left it be. Do I have the right number? That's it. I got the wrong number. 0512, not 13. It's the 0512 BLK. So the BLK just came out and it's a black. So where this one's kind of that dark brown on the back and that canvas natural on the front, the black has a black titanium back, stainless colored pivot or button cover, and then black micarta. But this is thin. It's crew wear, 0.16. It's kind of got a Bowie clip pointy blade. And again, it kicked like a mule. I mean, the first time I opened it at home and I opened it at the store, it kicked out of my hand. So that being said, I own a lot of Protects, several Protects. The ZT, this particular ZT, kicked much harder. Just saying. What's going on? The live wire is great, Ian. I was at Knives and More with a good friend of mine who came in for our high school reunion who wanted a new knife. And after trying a bunch of different bug outs, he didn't know what kind of knife he wanted. He had an old Kershaw assisted. He landed on the live wire Tonto. And for $250 for an out the front knife, I think it's very, very nice. Another knife that's nice in that same price point is the Axial Gear Shift. But the live wire, I would say, is every bit, and the action for me on the live wire is a little easier to manipulate, but the shift's around the same price. But I've really changed my whole... Dude, you can't go wrong, Ian. It's a great knife. I've not reviewed one, but I'm going to go up there Saturday. They always let me take a couple back, and I'll probably do a review just because you said that on the live wire, because I played with it in the store because they have a mass of Microtechs. I traded a Medford that I didn't carry for this Zero Blade Play Ultratech. So they've kind of really gotten me into out the front. So I spent a lot of time with their live wires, and it's a good snag. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Fed Harrison, big hug, dude. Y'all give Fed a big hug. I'm giving him a huge hug right now. Thank you, brother. Fed, I hope you're having a good Friday, man. It's good to see you as always. This song is too short, so I'm going to turn it off because I keep hearing it restart. Let's just mute it. Make that go away. And then what else new has come in? Not a lot of new stuff. One new thing that's come in that y'all have all seen before, but for some reason, this little Amazon version of this mini bulldog from Kaiser was supposed to launch when the others launched, but they're having a trouble with the Amazon website, the Kaiser store, and this particular knife. So it hasn't launched yet. And this one's going to be, I think, even a little bit more budget. It's D2 steel, G10 handles, a knife I'd never experienced before, but it's a good little cutter. They've got a full size on Amazon right now for like $63 that I guess is a good bit bigger than this. But this to me doesn't seem like a very small knife, and it's very ergonomical because that front choil. Again, I haven't reviewed it because I can't. They might call me on my Instagram if they're watching this and tell me I'm not supposed to show it. But I had that happen once when I first started reviewing knives with them. They're very particular, and I think that's a good thing about how they stage their releases and the way that they want to promote them. I don't necessarily agree, but it's not my company, so I'm all for it. And Azo, who made the Drop Bear and a ton of other knives, designed this, and Kaiser put it out. And guys, I'm going to show you how much this looks like a Medford. So remember that. And then I think it was on DLT. This showed up. Look. New arrivals. Go into the Hinderers. Yep. The Jungle Fighter is what it reminds me of. So if you look at this knife, even though that's much more spear pointy, and then look at this knife, they're about the same size. I think this one's about 60 or 70 bones, and then the AEBL is like 70 or 80. It's $10 more. But this is a heavy knife. Got a little area where you can put a wrist strap around it, I guess, if you want to lash it off for chopping. But I've got a tree that's fallen over in my backyard, kind of beside this house and this lot, that I'm going to get to chop on. I haven't done it yet because, again, I've got to take the time to set up the tripod and decide how I'm going to shoot it without cutting my arm off. But yeah, they're coming out with some very unique stuff. I've been impressed. 5-Door, greetings, buddy. Guys, if y'all aren't following 5-Door on Instagram, you're missing out on some great posts. I'm going to share some Instagram pages as we all sit here. I don't think 5-Door would mind. But this is a page that is in my feed quite a bit, just like Be Shady. Do a quick little share of what's going on 5-Door's page to give you a little preview, which you'll see cool stuff like that. Well taken pictures, awesome knives. 5-Door's the man anyway, and his Instagram is banging. We just go to my homepage. This is a brother right here that you guys know. I'm not going to dox him, but I think he goes in the chat by Jim Miller. So I would give him a follow. And if we just look at my home, it shows the pages I kind of interact with the most, plus ads. Fireboy's Cutlery, I really like Scott Scabs. Really nice guy. Morbid Claws. That's a Blessed Knives right there, I believe. Yep. Beautiful, beautiful. But cool knives, knives that I don't see much, right? So what I love, even if I'll never own one or they're not my jam, is I love being exposed to cool stuff. And Morbid Claws has some cool stuff. Some very cool stuff. So as we cruise down through here, we got Knife Nut 69 showing off some fixed blades. DLT Trading showing off some knife they're selling. Turs Man. Turs has got some beautiful knives. I met him through my buddy A to Z. A to Z's traded many times with Turs, but he has got an amazing collection, amazing family, but just some very exquisite customs. Big fan of his page. There's so many on Instagram. There's so many knives that, I mean, you guys tell me every week about something that I didn't know existed. The cool stuff. And you got Jared doing his thing.
And two things I'm wearing
A wife beater
and
and a
what I'm
scarf.
smoking. And let me know down in the comments what you guys have. So,
All right, I'm not doing that. Let me shake that off. I love Jared. He's like my little brother. What is up, Bluminati? I just he was hard to talk to at Blade Show. He was very busy. Hey man, what's up, brother? Good to see you, Mick. Congratulations on your win, buddy. Did Mick win? Mick Ranger, congratulations, buddy. MC, say what you will about him. I've always respected him. He's still a channel I watch occasionally. And when he's got cool knives that I want to see, but he always does giveaways. He's blessed with a lot of knives, and I like his the way he thinks about it. He goes, you know, these knives were given to me. I reviewed them, and I want to pass them along to my viewers. And he does such epic giveaways that it draws a lot of people in. I think he does a lot of good for the community. He did a lot of good for me. Congratulations, Mick. Awesome, buddy. But he did a lot of good for me in terms of introducing me into the community. Because when you first start following like Blade HQ, like I did during lockdown and some of these others, and before I connected with any channels, Metal Complex is one of the first ones that you are kind of presented with, I guess, because of the algorithm. And I just liked his top-down content, you know, kind of very, and I liked his take on stuff. And he showed a lot of cool stuff. I think he's the one that showed the penguin. Him and Nick Shabazz, I would watch Slicey Dicey. I don't have a lot of time to watch content now. I like live streams. And one of the things is when you start talking about knives and giving your opinions, I don't like getting other opinions before I've looked at something. What's up, Geek Machinist? Welcome, channel member. Please stop in tomorrow at 2:30, buddy. If you're around from anywhere, we've got a pretty cool one, a little tops. But I don't want to get it like if there's a review out on a knife that I haven't reviewed, I don't necessarily want to watch it because I don't want to get any preconceived ideas. I want to kind of talk about it the way I see it. And then sometimes I'll watch videos afterwards to see what other people think about stuff. But there's some great content out there, and there are more and more people making really good content. I don't know if y'all saw this, and I don't know if I'll be able to find it, but it's one of the best videos I've seen in a very long time. Let me see if I can find it. Neves is live doing some sharpening. Looks like he's doing some TS Prof stuff. Let me go to my history. I'm going to find this and we're going to watch it together because it's a good watch. Y'all will thank me for it. And then Andrew will probably jump up here in just a sec. We can talk Lucky Dog. But this was a video. I was not subscribed to this channel. Tim's School of... Are y'all subscribed to Tim's School of Fish? I'm going to share his... You probably are. He's got a lot of subscribers. But this guy's content is next level funny. I found it absolutely delightful. I didn't know what I was going to get. So the thumbnail, y'all might have seen this. They posted it in one of the YouTube creators groups, and I found it just hilarious. But, you know, you've been seeing the only YouTube channels I watch anymore, and channels that, you know, now that I'm a creator, I watch. His was the worst knife and EDC channels in the history of YouTube. And y'all bear with me and watch this. We'll probably get an ad.
InSinkErator garbage disposals are built to last.
Because I don't pay for the premium. I'm going to get 2 ads. I'm not going to renew. All right. I got to unmute it. Hold on.
Outdoors, whatever his... What's up, fishy friends? Welcome, Tim School of Fish and classes in.
Can y'all hear that?
So Scab over at Choir Boys Cutlery Outdoors, whatever his freaking name is, started this trend where
he puts a lot of time in his videos.
Knife channels that he likes to watch. So now every knife tuber, every knife channel is making all these videos talking about other knife channels that they like to watch. But I refuse.
Keep in mind, all this is sarcasm. This guy's a super nice guy.
To sniff another man's shorts. I refuse to swing from another man's gonads. So today, I am going to tell you a few knife channels that I particularly hate and I will never freaking watch. First of all knife channels suck, including my knife channel. I don't know why you guys are subscribed. I don't know why you watch my
I agree. I mean, we talk to ourselves about knives, and I'm thankful for every one of you that takes the time to watch my videos. It means everything.
Content, but if you're a freaking glutton for punishment, just freaking subscribe. Okay, I don't know why you would, because all knife channels suck. Today, I'm going to tell you some that particularly suck, that I really hate.
All right, guys, I'm going to hold that thought. We're going to come back to that because my buddy Andrew is here. Andrew.
Hey, John.
Let me take this down, buddy. Hold on a second.
Oh, here.
How are you, dude?
Good. Good. How are you doing?
Good. Welcome in.
Go that way, maybe. Yeah. Thanks for having me on again.
You can have it on either way to show them, man. I was looking at the website just a little while ago before you got on, and it looks like you've got, what is that, about 12, 13 there?
I guess, well, I have the, let me see here, this new River Dog one.
I'm going to make you big if it's okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I want to see that knife. I think that thing looks, oh, Andrew, you killed that.
Yeah.
Is that the wood handle?
Yeah, this is the Osage orange wood handle on this one.
And that's what's that steel? It's a 14. It's not 14C, but it's something that I was reading earlier.
I have 2 available on most of these now. There's AEBL, and then there's the 15N20 carbon steel.
Okay, 15N20 is a carbon steel. I wasn't familiar with that, and when I saw that, I wasn't sure. And that's my Carta. That's beautiful, dude.
Yeah, I think I always kind of like my Carta.
And is that going to be the same size as my ranch dog? It is, right? It's almost exactly the same size.
Yeah, it is almost the same here. Here's the.
I saw you had some more of those in stock too.
Yep. Yeah. Right now, I just have this one color variation, but I have both steels in this Ranch Dog as well, though. If you want stainless or carbon steel.
So it's AEBL, or I need to write down the name of that other one so I can remember it.
Oh yeah, 15 and 20. Which I wasn't super familiar with it before, not too long ago, but it's I think it's one of the more common steels, like used like in a Damascus build usually, or it can be.
Right, it's one of the steels that they use.
Yeah, it's kind of a common one for that, but I guess it's really like extremely tough steel, so which is good.
The jimping on the Ranch Dog is outstanding. It looks like it's outstanding on the River Dog too. It looks like you've got a nice place for your thumb. I love the way David cuts in that jimping.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
it's not too sharp, but it's very grippy.
Right, it is. Yeah, it really keeps your thumb in there good. But yeah, the River Dog just has it on the one spot for your thumb there, and the Ranch Dog has it in the two spots, as you know, but for the front area as well.
Those are outstanding little designs. And it looks like you've got a lot of variation. Some of those are different than steels, because I noticed from the pull down you could choose those. And I guess if it allows you to add it to cart, it's still in stock.
Right. Yeah.
What's up, said Stevie?
Let's see.
15 and 20. It's a great carbon steel. Cool, Stevie. I didn't know anything about it. My little steel buddy's not here.
Yeah. I'm kind of new to it as well. But I guess it takes a really nice patina as well if you let it go that way.
What is up, Edgy? 15 and 20 is an extremely tough steel. Edgy's a knife maker. He is what I would call not a steel snob, but he's someone who he treats stuff one at a time, and he's always trying to maximize what he gets out of the steel. That's his kind of claim to fame, really. I mean, I've got a little knife I designed that he's making for me.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That looks pretty cool.
It's a great little slicer. And that's all I really wanted it to be, to open cat food. That's beautiful right there, dude.
Yeah, because these are pretty thin too. So it's good because I'm using the 15 and 20 and the AEBL, and they're both pretty tough steels. So because these are nice little slicey knives.
They're small knives, right?
Yeah.
So you're not going to be beating the heck out of them. I love the fact that you use those deep concealment clips on those Boltron sheaths. Is that how you pronounce that stuff? I know it's not Kydex.
I think Bolteron maybe.
Boltenon or something.
Yeah, Bolteron. Yeah, these work out great. And the new ones they came out with not too long ago, they have a Cerakote finish on them. So they're actually even kind of have a nice like a dark gray smooth finish to them.
It does look nice. I've never noticed the color on mine because I have probably a 40-60 split between Ulti-Clips, 60 and about 40% of those. And I've never had one of those clips rust. And my Ulti-Clips always develop rust. I'm in a real humid environment in the joint. They just don't hold up as well. Plus, those seem lighter to me and they're more effective. They hold on. I was telling the guys earlier, like I'm trying out a new Ulti-Clip, this wire clip, and it's one you've got to use your thumb to deploy. But with those, they clip in my back pocket so well that I can just pull the knife out and the sheath stays in my pocket. It's not coming out with it.
Yeah.
I've actually got to work that sheath out.
Right. Yeah. And they're nice too, because you can just throw, like if you have like basketball shorts on or whatever, you can just clip them on basically anything. It hooks onto jeans and all types of different pants and everything.
I think they're fantastic little knives. So you've got the ones, are they all the ones that you got in stock on the website? I noticed, I'm going to share it real quick now. I noticed that it looked like it had been updated. I didn't know if you'd gotten anything in since or if it's pretty much.
I haven't put this one on the website yet. I have two of these, those best in show versions, I call it.
Is that the 3V?
Yeah, this is the 3V.
I'm gonna make you big again. Hold on.
But this one, it has like a carbon fiber bolster up here. And then I can't remember it's I've never heard of this before till now, but it's called Amboya. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. That's the type of wood back here, I guess. Amboya burl.
Very pretty.
But yeah, then I put like a carbon fiber bead on it as well. But yeah, this one, this is the first one that we've done that has like a saber grind instead of just a full flat. So has a little bit like texture up there on the flats.
Right.
You can see that, can't?
And that knife is very sharpenable. For people who look at it and think it's a hawkbill, it's really, you call it a hawk's foot or
a sheep hawk. So I named it, yeah, kind of a tongue in cheek name. I thought it was kind of fun way to
right. So if you lay that thing down flat, you'll see that you can put because I actually tested it, and you can put a 1-inch stone across it and not see any light.
Oh yeah. It's pretty gentle there. Just a
exactly.
little bit.
Now you could also, the way that they're ground, I've got a ceramic rod because I've got one of David Mary's river dogs that he made for New River Knife Company. Are you familiar with that little project?
Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah.
I'm one of the River Hawks, and I use just a ceramic work sharp rod to keep it sharpened up. But those are gorgeous, buddy. Have you been selling them, or did you just get them up there?
Yeah, I've sold a few. I think I launched them last week. I think I put them up. I sold a few of them, 5 or so maybe now.
That's great.
But, yeah, I have. I don't know how many left here. 3. Maybe about 18 or so total at the moment, but so not a ton here. But
I think it's a great, and for anybody that's in the audience, kind of tell them how you've got your partnership worked out, how you're getting those made.
Oh, sure. Yeah, well, I guess I was kind of my background's graphic design. I've always kind of been interested in knives, and that so I was kind of interested how people just start designing knives and that kind of thing. I'm not a knife maker myself, so I was looking just online for how that would work, working with a company to produce some knives. Then I just hopped on. I was looking around on blade forums, and I just looking in I think it was just the custom section, and I came across David Mary Custom, and I messaged him asking him, does he make small batches of knives for like a company? And I told him I haven't done this before, and he kind of guided me through it, I guess, that he could do small runs of like 20 or 25 at a time for me, and we just kind of started working together. But he's in Canada, and I'm here in Iowa, so it's kind of a nice little relationship now that we.
I think it's a great story. I think it's so many people design knives, draw knives, and then go overseas and have them made, and get a lot more made for that aren't as well made. Maybe, right? Maybe they are. I don't know. I'm not going to make a judgment.
I don't know. Yeah.
But I do think a custom knife is going to have distinct advantages, even though you're going to have minor variations. But that's what makes them custom.
Yeah, because I was at first I was maybe a little worried about that they're not like production made knives, but then I realized that's probably one of my biggest strengths now is that they're all for this, especially this kind of style of knife, they're all just a little bit different in a good way.
They're handmade.
Yeah,
you have them water jetted, but everything else is done by hand. So I think the handles, for anybody who's handled one, and I know Richard's got one, it's they're next level. That's why I worked with Edgy on the little knife that I wanted, really just for me, but figured I would offer it, and didn't want to, because I'm not a knife designer. I don't pretend to be. I know what I like. I know I've handled a lot of knives, and and have kind of always thought, well, it'd be great if I had something like this. And that's kind of what he made for me. So with custom, you've got so much more variation. I don't plan on selling 50s at a time. You know, that's not what I'm about. I'm not about having them drop at a bunch of places. That's not what I would be in it for. I'm in it for creating neat stuff or watching neat stuff be created.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I see Paul's question there.
Yep.
Yeah. I guess I was kind of thinking of I wanted my dog. He's a Wheaton Terrier to kind of be the mascot of the brand.
He's on my shirt.
So he's a Irish dog, or from Ireland, the breed. So that's where I kind of come up with I was kind of just brainstorming different ideas for how to incorporate a dog name into a knife company. Then I just kind of tied in the lucky part with an Ireland type idea. So I just
is that are you Irish? Do you have Irish heritage?
Yeah, there's mostly just Irish and Scottish and German, I think. But
Richard, one of your repeat customers, says he's still waiting for the Burgundy and Black River Dog to be available. Do you have any idea when that next batch is going to come in with those?
Yeah, I think it will be the next batch, which I'm not exactly, maybe in a month or so.
Gotcha. Once you get these moved out, or some of them moved out.
Yeah, I think David and I's kind of agreement was to do about 10 a month or so.
So he can work in his all his other projects and stay.
Right. Yeah, because he's doing his stuff as well, other stuff that he's already sold for his brand. But so yeah, probably maybe end of this month or early September. I'm hoping for like a
for him to have those to you.
What's that?
For him to have those delivered to you.
Right. Yeah. 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 Because
guys, I'm going to drop another link in the chat, and this is David Mary's custom Instagram page. I'm going to share it real quick if Andrew doesn't mind.
Go ahead.
Solo real quick.
Yeah, he's the one that
he's got some of your looks like bulldogs up there, but I couldn't tell. Let's see. But David makes stuff like this. Look at that wicked pig sticker.
Yeah. He just finished that one. I saw that.
And Grip Tech, guys, I've got a knife I picked up at Blade Show in Grip Tech. It is an amazing material. Andrew, I sent it to you to check out, didn't I?
Oh yeah. That
didn't you like the way it felt?
Yeah.
I don't like the scale. I didn't like the way those had the raised grips. Look at David doing cut tests on cardboard.
Yeah. I'm happy to work with him. He's been great to, he has a lot of knowledge and obviously the production side of all this. So
I wouldn't even call it production. I would just call it in the crafting of these knives. I mean, he's a custom maker, and I think that's just a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
That's what made me more attracted to him than you see so many knives. And here's some of David's. You see so many knives that are hitting the market now, made by all kinds of different companies, and there's nothing wrong with them. I'm not at all saying that there's anything I don't, like about them, but it's just cool to see people take different paths to get a great product out there. And I think you're to be commended because you've definitely done that. I mean, this is a workshop where a guy makes knives, right? And he's taking the time to make your knives. So it's not like they're being, and David's probably got, I don't know how many years experience, but this is a very cool looking knife in MagnaCut that had a very unique shape.
Oh yeah. I don't think I've seen that one actually yet. Yeah. I know he or some of his designs at least kind of have a kind of Spyderco influence.
And he does some really neat swordy type stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of this tactical. That's a neat little knife. A couple of his knives. But yeah, guys, follow David Berry. He does some really cool stuff, and you can see the process like you can on Shane's page. or on Very Good Knife Company's page. And he is up in Canada, but he's making some very nice knives. And he makes all of Andrew's at Lucky Dog's Knives.
Yeah, he does a lot of, or makes small knives to medium to choppers and swords and all that kind of stuff. So if you need something specific, he can probably might be able to help you out with that.
But your designs, I look at them as kind of traditional knives that are fixed blades instead of folders. I mean, they're so unique looking, and they're so great for a pocket dropper. I mean, that's how you've got them designed to be carried. And I think that's really cool. I mean, that's what, I don't know how much of the market or if I'm just an outlier, but that's what I'm into in a big way.
Yeah. I've been kind of gravitating more towards kind of the kind of design and style, kind of like old fashioned kind of slip joints and that kind of vibe, I guess. So, okay, kind of like this River Dog one, kind of it's kind of inspired by like
new, right?
Yeah, a little bit of a little beak in the kind of the front and the back area with a little spear point.
What's up, Bobo? Sierra Rick, what's up, brother? What's up, guys? Welcome. We've got David, excuse me, not David Mary Customs, David Mary Customs made Andrew's knives. This is Andrew Kidd from Lucky Dog Knife Company. Showing some little customs he designed that just came in that he's selling on his website currently. Right here. Let me show you the website. I need to put it in the, I need to pin it. Hold on, let me do this. Let me pin it to the chat because I've got it scrolling, but it's hard to, you can't click on it scrolling. So I'm going to post it in the chat and I'm going to pin it. That way, if any of y'all are interested and want to go look at some of these and ask Andrew some questions about specific knives, I think you've got 4 models now, right?
Yep, I do now. Yeah. I have a little bit of all of them now, but I think the next month or so, like that, what Richard was talking about, I'll have the River Dog and the
this guy right here, I think is the one he's talking about.
Yep, that one. Yeah. So it'll be a lot like this one, just
just in a different handle material,
or the different model. Yeah. This is the handle.
Oh, material. You're showing. I didn't see what you're showing. Are you showing one in that colorway?
Oh yeah, this is the Ranch Dog in the black and burgundy. I'll have some of those or that color in this River Dog here.
Let me make you big. That Ranch Dog is an awesome design. I love that spay blade.
Oh yeah, it's been. I have one of those I use all the time too, so it's been pretty. This is a nice little useful shape.
Have you come to figure out which is the most popular model yet? Do you know which ones?
I think the Ranch Dog probably is the most asked about, or if I don't have any, or people seem to ask about that one a lot as far as when they'll be back in stock and everything. But
it was my favorite looking one by far, and it just handled with that dual jimping wonderfully. But the Bulldog, I don't know, a lot of people don't like a 4 3/4 inch knife, but it handles with that ram's foot blade like a much bigger knife. Bobo Snoggins just gifted a membership. Guys, whoever received that, and I'll tell you who it was, come by the live stream tomorrow and you can Oh, thank you. You can win a Tops knife. And Mick Ranger, congratulations, Mick. You were gifted a membership from Bobo, so that means you can come hang out on the Saturday at 2:30, pop into the live. You do not have to be present to win. You just drop a word in the chat, and then you can go about your day. And I do a giveaway every Saturday, 2:30. I do it about 3:15 maybe. It is your lucky night, dude. You won a membership and you won Metal Complex's giveaway. What did you win on Metal Complex's giveaway, just out of curiosity? Was it a group of knives? Yeah, Paul, I was going to say the same thing. Buy a lottery ticket, buddy.
Yeah, it's quite a night.
You never know. So what's your near future plans, Andrew? Just doing some marketing, because I know you do a lot of that, and your customer service is impeccable. You ship like next day if it's a business day, and your packaging is too cool.
Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah, I always
Congratulations, Nick.
that kind of bugs me when you order something and you have to wait like a week or so to have it to ship. So I always try to do it as fast as I would want it to ship to me. But
it makes a difference. It does, and it makes a difference that you're so accessible. So if somebody has a question, they can you're easy through Instagram to get in touch with.
Yeah, I tried to always answer everyone's questions and that kind of stuff too. But yeah, probably just kind of I need to update my website. I actually have a few more pictures I need to add on there. I just haven't had much time this past couple days, but then I need to list this guard dog on the website yet.
And that's, you said, the show.
I call it like a best in show, because it's like a kind of a fancy version.
Totally upgraded with the carbon fiber and the 3V.
Yeah, and this one it has black liners in it too, but this one was totally David's kind of imagination. He suggested this configuration and just ran with it. So I kind of let him. This is basically his handle material design, all that kind of stuff.
Awesome, Kevin.
Yeah. So
I hope you enjoy it, buddy. I thought it was a good little knife. Andrew, you and Todd Carr are neighbors. I think he's one of our Canadian buddies. Now, Andrew's in, you said Iowa?
Yeah, I'm in Iowa, yeah.
And David's in Canada.
Right, yeah.
And Richard is giving you customer service shout outs. He said he can confirm that you have impeccable customer service.
Oh, thank you.
Well, buddy, you are always welcome on the channel. I think everybody, I know somebody's got questions for you. I'm scrolling the chat. I'm going back and seeing. It is, Kevin. It's super, super slicey. You know what it reminded me of? It reminds me of the blade on my Hinder half-track Warncliffe, because it's got that angle where the blade it's kind of angled up, so it makes it really easy to do detail cuts. I'm scrolling up to see if there are any questions that were thrown out here. I wonder what angle he sharpens those guys at. I wonder if he sharpens them at 20 degrees. Not an answer that I need now. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
I'm not ready to sharpen them yet, but I always try to match factory. I'm not a edger, layer, backer guy. I like to stick with the factory geometry, even though I know it's going to be off a little bit because he's using a belt probably.
Right, yeah. I think it is about 20 degrees though, is what I've had people ask me that before, and I had to ask David about that. But.
And definitely when you talk to David, tell him I'm really enjoying the River Rat that Dew River Knife Company sent me, and his work is impeccable. He's welcome anytime that he wants to come talk about stuff. I know he's in Canada. I know it's kind of a different time zone. There are other differences there, but let him know he's always welcome.
Okay, yeah, I'll let him know that. Yeah.
Guys, y'all want me to make anything big? Do y'all want to see anything up close? Gals? They're all giving Mick Ranger love for all of his wins today.
Yeah. Did he say what knife he won?
He won 2. He won a let's see. He won the Kaiser Spitfire and a Remet Kestrel. A really nice knife.
Oh, cool.
Both of those are nice knives.
Yeah.
That would be epic, dude. And MC, I mean, I'm still a fan of MC. I've always thought, I've never I've been questioned some of his comment thread engagements he finds himself in, and the ignorance to which he defends those points. But as a channel and as a guy, he seems very, very solid. And he does a lot in terms of giveaways. He'll pull in, Andrew, over 1,000 people on a live stream. Now, a lot of them are there for the giveaways because he's one of the channels. If you promote giveaways in your live streams, you'll get a ton more traffic because people are searching for giveaways, right?
Yeah, right.
Sierra Rick says, Andrew, when will the Bakota, Riverdog, and AEBL become available? I think that's one you've got set for about the same time as the Burgundy and Black.
Probably, yeah. So probably the next month or two. It's hard to tell, to know it for sure. But I do have just for a reference, I have the Bakota guard dog here. I have one of those left right now,
and I've got a Bakota ranch dog that's got I forget what they call that. Is that Wingay up at the top?
Right. Yeah, Wingay. Yeah. Yeah,
He's got a little ego, but I think he plays it up almost be shady like a persona. I think he does it because he knows it's going to aggravate certain people. There are a lot of bots there, and there are a lot of people, Kathleen, that are just there for giveaways and a lot of giveaway bots. We found a network, Andrew, that was preying off our little community. It was, I forget how many fake emails, but creators started realizing that they were sending a lot of giveaways to the same mail forwarding address. It was a company that forwarded mail. And so one of the community members who's actually in the chat, I'll leave them nameless, did some kind of deep IT investigating and found out it was a little bot network somebody made to go in and try to scam giveaways. So people like said Stevie, who are in the chat, when I do member giveaways now, but if you haven't been in the chat and hadn't been active in the chat and nobody can really vouch for you being here, you're welcome to stick around and you can win the next giveaway. But we call those people turd burglars, people that just show up for the giveaways and then miraculously win and you've never seen them before.
Yeah.
We don't play that in our little circles. But we say that up front. That's one of the conditions. You just need to be active. If this is your first night in a live stream, just say hey to people. Everybody in here is really nice. Awesome, Sierra Rick. Keep an eye out, and I'll also keep you posted because I'm sure when they come in, Andrew will let me know.
Yep, I will. Yeah.
Kathleen, you can see knives there that you won't see anywhere else. And I can tell you, when he reviewed Sharif's knife, which is probably one of the best knives I've seen this year, the Aurelia, he gave it a total legit review, and it was so positive. I guarantee you it made a huge difference in Sharif's success with that launch, because MC is what I would call an influencer. If he likes something, there are enough people that subscribe and watch his channel that it makes a difference. He's got a lot of clout because I think he's been a credible reviewer. If a knife he gets has lock failure and he tests it, I do not have one, but I've looked at them and they are very, very nice looking knives. Are you familiar with Winkler, Andrew?
I've just seen online. I haven't ever held one or used one or anything, but I know they're regarded as pretty, high quality outdoor knives and things.
Yeah, they're let me pull it up here.
And they kind of have their own kind of distinct style to them.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're gorgeous knives. Looks like most of them are hardwood handles. But I've never handled one. I don't have any experience with one. But let's see what they're made out of. Let's just find a random one here, like this little guy. So black canvas laminate, handle treatment none, blade 80 CRV2. A lot of makers really like that. I know a very good knife company loves 80 CRV2. Look at the jimping in that blade. That looks like very positive jimping.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool.
Looks like a very high quality build.
Yeah. How much are those? They're kind of on the.
That is $295 for that one.
Okay, yeah.
And that one's
Worth it.
7 inches. Formed leather sheath, made in the USA, discreet carry clip, optional line Boltron sheath. Unless otherwise specified, 2 to 4 months. You got a 2 to 4 month lead time too, buddy. So they're made to order. But it looks like he's got axes and other tools. Really cool stuff. Cool enough that I'm going to bookmark the page and go back and check it out. But I've never experienced one. When I go to Knives and More tomorrow, my little local knife shop, I'll find out if they've got any Winklers. And if they do, I'll try to grab one and bring it home and review it. There was one I was going to grab, and I can't remember what it was. I talked about it earlier in the show. Somebody asked about it. Oh, the live wire. Ian Coates was asking about it. Have you ever seen the live wire by Kershaw, Andrew? One of those out the fronts?
Oh, yeah, just pictures of it, yeah.
Yeah, I used to not be a big out the front guy, and I kind of got into them late in my collecting and picked up a few lately. And I played with one. I've got a local knife store here. They'll make walkthrough videos in, and they've gotten on Saturday before they close. They'll let me come in and they'll have a couple of knives, like really nice ones, like Marathon Select Microtex that cost around $1,500 to just show off, for them. It helps them get their name out there. They don't even have a website. They just do stuff by phone. And they also have a lot of old heirloom quality slip joints, old cases from the 20s to the 40s to the 60s. And they'll give me some stuff to review, which is cool for me, but it's really cool to be able to go in there and see what they've got. They're what they call a Benchmade Premier Plus dealer, I think is what they call it. They have to have every Benchmade in stock. Dude, they've got some Bally songs down there. They're $3,000. Carbon fiber handles, damn steel blades. They've got all kinds of gold class from years past, which are the really expensive $800, $900 Benchmades. And they carry a lot of ProTech, a lot of Microtech. And what's really cool about them is they trade for a lot. So last week or the week before last, they had one guy come in there and he sold them 5 small Sabenzas and 2 large Inkosi harpoons, Unizons, large Unizon harpoons. And 2 of the small Inkosis, or 2 of the small Sabenzas, were blue box with the dog paw pattern. So they get some really, they're kind of a destination in the Southeast, even though they're a really small shop. I'm really lucky to have found them and have a relationship with them because they do have cool stuff. And I've got a lot of, I call them show and tells because I won't cut with their knives, but where I've been able to show off some stuff and handle some stuff that I normally wouldn't get to experience.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I don't really have that around locally where I'm at. But.
And I got a lot of comments that a lot of people don't have knife stores like that. And this guy opened in the late 80s. And I told him I've driven by his little store in a strip mall for 30 years and didn't even know what it was because I wasn't into knives.
Yeah.
What's up, Cat Scratch?
Yeah, we used to have one knife shop about 45 minutes away or so from where I live, but it was really sparse inside and it only lasted for like a year or so.
Yeah, it's tough. I think unless you've got a niche, it's tough to compete with online retailers because if you get a knife from ABC retailer and you don't like it, most likely you can send it back and either exchange it or get your money back. So your risk is down. But where Knives and More kind of stand out is their vintage knives, there. He does a lot of estate buying, and they've got a huge slip joint market there. People come from all over the Southeast to buy knives, and they sell really expensive knives. It was interesting. Have you ever heard there's a channel called CRBX or something? It's a guy who does a lot of clickbaity kind of content, but he's out of DC, and he showed up in that knife store 2 weeks ago on a Saturday. He'd been here for work because he's an engineer, and where I live is a big space town, engineering town. And he was not a nice fella, according to them.
Oh.
He spent 4 hours in there.
Oh, wow.
Handled almost everything. Cat Scratch, I've got a knife tour coming up. I'm just waiting for them to get their Microtex in and to get their Spyderco's reloaded. And then I'm going to go in. But yeah, I love going in there. I go in there once a week at least. And then Monday morning, I take their knives back at like 10, and it's usually slow in there. And I'll spend 30 minutes, 45 minutes talking with them because it's just two guys, a guy named John who's my age, close to my age, and then this younger guy, Tate, who own it together. And Tate hung out with me at Blade Show. He's a really neat kid. And they do stuff like if you want to have something tumbled, stonewash, they can do stuff like that. They can sharpen. They can do all kinds of maintenance. They're going to start doing some light modding down there.
Like a little custom shop type of thing?
Yeah. They're going to start doing some stuff like that. And they can already do some limited anos and stuff like that. But yeah, they're not necessarily looking to move into doing a lot of that just because they're so small in terms of the people that work there. I think 2 full-time and 1 part-time, that they're almost at capacity with what they can do. I mean, every Saturday that I walk in there about 30 to 45 minutes before close. They've had multi-$1,000 days.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, because people are coming in there that are looking specifically for something.
Yeah.
And they have a really neat program where they'll buy back knives. So if you're one of their loyal customers and you keep the receipt of what you buy, then you bring it back, they'll give you that value towards something else. So they get a lot of, you can go in there and you'll see 20-year-old Benchmades new in box.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if I had that store near me, I'd be in there quite a bit too.
It's funny because John, I asked him how you get into the knife store business. And he said, well, you get to the point where you've collected too many knives that they don't fit in your house. And he was being serious.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, so I rolled it into a small business, and started out learning about the traditionals. That was kind of his background. He carries everything now. I mean, on his person and in his store. He'll always have 3 or 4 knives on him.
Yeah.
Paul, definitely, man. If it's not that far, it's so cool just to go in and just handle stuff that you might not be able to handle. Have you ever thought about making a Tonto? I know Sierra, Rick, and Mick Ranger were asking about it.
Oh, not necessarily. I haven't yet, but it might be. It could be something in the future, maybe. I'm going to discount it.
Always possible.
Yeah.
I've got to find that fish video again. What was it called? School of Fish. Tim School of Fish. Have you seen that video yet, Andrew? Where he goes in and he talks about the knife channels he doesn't watch anymore.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
It's great. See if I can get it back up here. We were watching it just a second ago before you got on. All right, if y'all haven't seen this.
Friend, where he's talking about knife channels that he likes to watch. So now every knife tuber, every knife channel is making all these videos talking about other knife channels that they like to watch. But I refuse to sniff another man's shorts. I refuse to swing from another man's gonads. So today I am going to tell you a few knife channels that I particularly subscribe. Okay, I don't know why you would, because all knife channels suck. Today, I'm going to tell you some that particularly suck, that I really hate, and I will never watch. Let's start with Choir Boys, Cutlery, Outdoor, whatever their name is. Nobody knows. His channel name changes like every third day. First of all, I'm not watching that guy because he is so arrogant. He never does anything to help the knife community.
That's a big joke.
He never does anything to help the little guy, and I'm just not down with that. And so I refuse to.
He always promotes small channels.
Scab,
Whoops.
Russell Crowe. Nobody wants the chiseled gladiator Russell Crowe. We want fat Russell Crowe. We want.
So Scabs has lost weight lately, and the reason he hates his channel is because he doesn't like skinny Scabs. He wants fat Scabs back.
Fat Drew Carey. We want fat Al Roker. As soon as those guys got skinny, their careers ended, and yours is headed that way, my friend. Fat Scab was better. I refuse to watch freaking skinny Scab. Secondly, another channel that I hate that I will never watch is Gideon Stuff. First of all, his freaking content is too.
So I'm going to go past this.
Shill for cheap China knives. I'll never watch that guy. The other one is Jacob Peterson. That man is the biggest shill for cheap China knives in the game, hands down. I mean, his channel blew up immediately. Like, he logs on to YouTube, posts one video, and boom, then he's huge. That is a clear sign that he is a special access program, black budget fed.
He's just talking shit. And he's doing it all in jest, but when he gets to KC, it's hilarious.
Then there's KC over at Knives Fast. This dude is clearly a serial killer. Nobody is falling for your nice guy routine, your freaking Ted Bundy act.
Hey, come here. Look at the back of my little Volkswagen here. I'm a nice guy. You want an ice cream?
Serial killer. Speaking of fake nice guys, Ken Faulkner, Uncommon EDC. These are two.
It's just, I urge you guys to watch it. I'm going to put a link to his channel. He does videos like this. I wasn't subscribed to him until I heard about this today. I went and watched it, and all of his content is very well thought out and very humorous, which I think is a great way. I don't know. Are you familiar with Average Knife Bro?
No.
He's got a real big channel, and he only does like one video a month. He's got a knife out, a little slip joint. And Mick, I was in the YouTube creator group when I found out about this video, and everybody was laughing about it. It was hilarious because everybody knows Tim, and I didn't know him, but evidently he's a very nice guy. But yeah, I will definitely read the replies because I left him a comment, and he replied to my comment. And I apologize. Gives me another chance for not being in the comments. I apologize for not being more in my comments. It's a social anxiety thing. That's true, Geek Machinist. He's very objective in his stuff. Some of his testing was flawed, but he corrected it. And I'll watch his videos. I haven't watched his Alabama video. He did a video today where he talks about the different knife stores he went to when he was in Alabama. So I'm sure he'll talk about knives and more. I'm curious if he's going to talk about the young guy who said, the young guy told me that CRBX was telling him in front of his boss that he didn't know enough to work in a knife store. And this guy goes to every local knife show and buys over $10,000 worth of knives because he knows what he's trading and selling. And he carries Medfords I've never seen before, always carries a big knife, and the guy's very knowledgeable. I don't know what, and I'm sure he's going to talk about that in his video because he's sensational, but I'm going to watch it. We'll check it out at some point. But yeah, the replies are great. And that's the trick to doing a really good viral video, is putting out something that people get in the comment section and talk about. That's why people say, please hit the like button, leave a comment or whatever. It just helps videos get pushed into the algorithm. I do videos every day and I get very low views compared to my subscriber count, but my shorts get tons of views. That's where most of my subscribers come from. That's where most of my ad revenue comes from. I put out 9 15-second shorts a day, roughly. And I don't have any of them get under 1,000. And a lot of them, I've had some of them go over 100,000 views.
Oh yeah.
Where I think my most viewed regular video was like 30,000. And that was a couple of years ago. Now that knife tour that I did through my local knife shop got about 17,000, about 18, something like that. So people like certain stuff, but it's more of what puts it into the stream to where it's still something that people can see. It doesn't just get shuffled to the back of your channel because people didn't click on it.
Mm-hmm. Who was that guy that video you just?
It's Tim's School of Fish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was going to drop his link in here. Here is his linky. He's definitely one worth subscribing to. I don't know if he does live streams. Matty, good to see you, brother. Manufactures in the house. He's a fellow knife designer. He designed a knife. He's actually got a couple of designs, but he had one that he put out with Kaiser called the Phoenix, a really cool trailing point folder. Hey, Matty, this is Andrew Kidd from Lucky Dog Knife Company, showing some of his knives that just came in from David Mary Customs, the guy who makes his small batch fixed blades. So that's what you're looking at on screen. I've got to, El Cap Addict. You're exactly right. And the thing for me is, it's all my personal anxiety that I've got to get past. I've got to get in there and do it. And I do. You'll notice if you look at my comments, I'll have little spurts where a couple times a week I'll get in there, and I've got to just make it part of my daily routine. In the morning when I get up, like all the people that comment on the shorts and answer all the people that comment on the long form. I agree 100%. The Phoenix is a great knife. I donated mine, but it was a killer, well-made knife. Beautiful carbon fiber. And his next knife is going to be awesome. People have been handling prototypes of it. What's it called, Maddie? Can you say? I know I forget. But I come by for my forgetfulness, honestly. And guys, after our live, in about an hour, Satisfaction goes live at 11:15 with Said Stevie and Captain Sharif. The Orion is Maddie's next knife design. Keep an eye out for that, Andrew. That is a slick looking knife. Let me see if I can find it. Mm-mm. Did Stevie do a video on it, Maddie? El Cap, I totally get it. A lot of people hate them. I do 15-second ones where I just talk about a knife and unsheath it and put it in a sheath. So yeah, I totally get it. But that's how my channel started. I didn't start a channel really to do a channel. I started a channel so I could do Knives Live, those 24-hour live streams that Shane, Lefty, and I used to organize for Knives Rights. So for a year and a half, all I did was post shorts. I got up to about 600 subscribers, and then I did my first long form video, which was like 2 or 3 minutes. So it was by all purposes of shorts. And, you know, for me, it takes me, I do 9 in a row. It's kind of lazy, but I'll have to think about what knives I want to feature. And then I talk about them and show them. So if you look at we go over here, that I've got, I don't think how many shorts I've got. I don't know if it gives me a total. But I do 9 shorts a day and they're only 15 seconds. So the longest thing is I copy and only use 4 hashtags. I only use YouTube shorts, and YouTube shorts. And I get comments, I get views, and they're all fixed blades. I notice when I do fixed blade long form content, I get 10 to 1 of the views that I do on folders. And I love folders. I'm a folder guy's right. Sierra Rick, it's debatable. It's helped my channel. It's the only reason my channel has grown as fast as it's grown. Now, has that turned into long form content views? Not really, but a lot of that's me and the fact that I don't think I make quality, engaging content like a lot of these guys that do a really good job. But yeah, I think shorts help. And I know YouTube is very much pushing them. That's why I started doing them in the first place. But I did do a lot of tests and I learned that if I do more than 9 shorts in a day, the 10th and the 11th one won't get hardly any views. For some reason, the first 9 I do get pushed out into a stream. And they do help because the way I look at it is they reach more people. So if I look at my total number of videos that I put out, it's misleading. In the last 28 days, I've had 1.4 million views. And that's a little misleading because a lot of those are shorts. And in the last 48 hours, I've got one short that's sitting at 11,000 views. So it's just interesting. There are a lot of ways to run a channel. I know that when Rochambeau was in the YouTube creator group with us, he was big anti-short. And I can understand why, because he's a very creative guy. He puts out less content, higher quality content. And I've noticed a lot of the guys that might have a lot less subscribers, because it's not about subscribers. It's about how many people watch your videos. But they get a lot more views because their audience is more engaged with their content. So somehow I've got to get the audience that is attracted to shorts to watch longer form content. And I felt like my whole argument's been I'd rather them be engaged with the shorts and maybe go to the long form than not be engaged at all. They just reach a lot more people. I get a lot more impressions on shorts than on my long form. But I don't title them right. I don't do any of I need to learn more about how to do YouTube titling, tagging. Ironic, because that's my background's in digital marketing.
Yeah, I don't have much video experience. I have a YouTube channel I started, but I just have a couple of videos on there, just real quick, short, simple videos on there. But I need to do some more of that, I think. That's
all you need to do. And yeah. I think YouTube will let you do shorts up to 3 minutes now. You can, all I use is an iPhone. I don't have a camera.
Yeah,
I don't have a real camera.
Yeah.
I've always just used a phone for my content, for my top-down content. And then I've got a webcam for my live streams.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have a special camera or anything for...
but it's time-consuming. You know, if I had it to do over again, I would not have posted as frequently because I try to post every day a longer video. And making YouTube videos, you're really just talking to yourself about knives at the end of the day because you don't have an audience in front of you. And after a while, I get to where I'm a procrastinator and I kind of got weird sleeping hours. So it can be 3 o'clock in the morning and I haven't recorded that day's video. But I usually do my work between 3 and 5 in the morning, but I've got to come up with a concept. And that's why I think a lot of my videos tank, is because I don't have a lot of scripting or anything in there like that. I just talk about it.
Yeah.
You just talk about the knife and how I think about it. Thank you, Kathleen. You're a sweetheart, but I do need to do better. It's the number one form. It's the number one rule of YouTube is engage your community. And the fact that I've got people that take the time to leave a comment, the least I can do is reply to it. Even the trolls, because I get a lot of troll comments, especially on shorts, especially shorts from people in Europe. They don't get it because I used to flick a lot of knives at my office. I worked for a Fortune 500 company, and I'd be in an office building with a folding hinder or something, and people would be like, I can't believe you've got that weapon at work. You know, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, it's not a weapon. It's a tool.
Oh, yeah.
Mick, that's why I love the lives, is I like going because of the people that are in the chat, and then like the people that are putting on the lives. Stevie and Maddie put on probably the best live in terms of just talking about stuff. I love Edgy's Sunday night lives when he does them. I like going to, I'm trying to think who else's lives I like.
How you doing, Javon?
Kyle, you're in, brother.
Yeah, I've been here.
We learned about a new steel. I did, at least.
Hey, Andrew. How are you, bud?
Hey, good. How you doing?
Hey, Andrew, you remember Klingenwek sharpening, my buddy Kyle?
Yep.
What steel we talking about?
15, what was it?
15 in 20.
15 and 20.
Yeah, 15 and 20 has been around for a long time. It's a good carbon steel. It's one of the toughest steels made, and they use it a lot in making Damascus.
Yeah, that's cool. That's very cool. Oh no, Maroni, are you working or are you going on traveling? Hopefully you can jump into the live tomorrow at 2:30, even if it's just for a second. There's going to be a little Tops Crow Hawk on the table. Marco dropped Klingenwek's link, and I've got Lucky Dog Knife Company is pinned to the top of the chat. And I'm going to make him big again for a second so y'all can see the knives that he's got in stock now. And there are more that aren't on the camera.
What's up, everyone? Hey, Sierra, Rick, Elcat, Mills, Kathleen, Mick, Bobo, Marco. Anyone else I missed? What's going on?
Nice, buddy. I hope you have a great time. Shane and Ryan were in the chat. I sent them a link, but I know they're always busy on Friday nights.
I'm not sure. I talked to Shane this morning, but I haven't talked to him this evening. So
he was in here earlier.
Okay.
He shared your sentiments on the 15 and 20. I cut and can I get Sissel the Sissel rope like Stasi uses at Home Depot or Lowe's, or do you have to go to like a feed store to get that kind of rope?
I don't know. I don't know if they've got it at there, if you have to go to like Tractor Supply or hell, they probably have it on Amazon.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Amazon right now. Because I cut today probably 3 big ass Amazon boxes down. And it still cuts paper without any drag. I mean, it just blew through it.
It definitely should go through a lot more than that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But I want to cut a bunch of more stuff and actually film some stuff. Army surplus.
Yeah. What's up,
And I guess
Illuminati?
you just go to
Richard?
like a rag short store to get jeans. I know a lot of people get jeans and roll them up like a salami sandwich.
Just go to, what's it called? Go to like Goodwill or Salvation Army or one of those places, and I'm sure they've got jeans you can get for a couple bucks.
Oh, yeah. You know what they sell it for?
What?
Well, they sell it for a lot of stuff, but the main product is for rope for cat scratching posts. That looks like it right there, doesn't it? What's the thickness of that? I've got the perfect log to cut stuff on.
Does Andrew need the Heimlich maneuver over there? Is he okay?
I'm all right.
Okay.
Allergy
Okay.
problems.
You all right, buddy?
Making sure you're okay.
Yeah. Just coughing sometimes. Drinking my water here.
Cat Scratch approves of Cat Scratch options. Yeah, I'm gonna order some. I want to cut some. What other stuff is really hard on? I mean, cardboard's hard on knives, right?
Yeah, it's got abrasives in it.
And I guess any kind of cloth would be like a rolled up pair of jeans or rope cutting through like that, or is that a different kind of test?
I mean, it's the same principle. They're all testing whether or not the abrasion resistance and edge retention of the steel. So I think any of those would be fine. People just do different things to test different mediums, but it doesn't necessarily make one better than the other.
The other thing I see Stasa cut is a lot of that hot tub tubing. I call it hot tub tubing. They use it for all kinds of other stuff too. You know, that flexible clear tubing.
Yeah, there's that. Then you got stuff like
zip ties,
that rubber hose, PEX, any of that kind of stuff. That's a little more either flexible or firmer, depends on what you're trying to cut with it. But
see, I wouldn't know outside of how it feels going through the material, you know, how much to test. I'm not really capable of even doing anything except a demonstration of how it goes through stuff. Because I think Stas of one probably has a set control of what he does with each knife, what he puts it through.
Yeah. I'm sure he does test cuts prior to. Then he goes and okay, so I have no interest in doing it, so don't ask me. But what I would suggest would be, if you're going to do it, get a control from the factory edge, test that, then sharpen it, and then track all of the individual numbers. So when you are going from knife to knife, you can go off of that. But have it set up test where you're going to do, okay, fine, I'm going to do paper test first, and then I'm going to go to cardboard, and then I'll see how long it takes before it dulls to that. Then I'll go back to the paper, make sure it works. Then I'll go back to jeans, and then go back to the paper, and then go back to tubing, and then go back to the paper. Just constantly going back and forth and testing to make sure that you haven't lost that fine cutting edge ability. And but then once that fine edge goes away, it can still have an edge. Then you continue just to cut material until it completely dulls out.
I got you. So going back to the paper, you're just seeing how much of the edge you've misshapen or whatever.
Yeah, you're just testing the fine edge ability, whether or not that's still there or not. But
so he doesn't have like, I'm going to do 20 feet of cardboard. I'm going to do 20 feet of rope on each knife, and I'm going to measure how they each perform under that set control. He's doing it till he gets dull.
Well, yeah, you want to measure the amount of cuts, and like with rope, you're mounting the amount of feet that you're cutting, so you can have a controlled test. Otherwise, if you're just doing 20, what are you going to measure when you're done? How are you going to tell that
that was enough to even make a difference on anything?
Right. What's up, Cheeto? Be Shady, Henry.
Cheeto.
Anyone else I missed? Sorry. Richard. Geek.
Yeah, I think I need to get going here pretty soon, actually.
Andrew, buddy, you jump out anytime. Do you have anything? I'm going to make you big one last time. Do you have anything you want to share besides go to the site and check out what you got and call you with any questions or hit you up on IG?
No, I guess that I just I'll be getting some more in different ones the next couple of months. So just keep checking the site, and I always post on Instagram probably first to see kind of what's in the works or what's coming up soon.
I'll make sure that I get the Instagram thrown in here. Everybody gets following it. And buddy, I appreciate you coming on.
Oh yeah,
you're welcome anytime.
Yeah, thank you again for having me on. It's been nice to show everyone what we've been up to lately.
Well, I love your stuff, and I love the fact that you, again, your story is not the norm, I don't think, to, find somebody custom through a forum that can produce your knives in small batches instead of going the big, semi-plans overseas route. I think it's commendable. Plus, I love your designs.
Oh yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, yeah. It's almost kind of nice since I haven't done this before. Maybe that was kind of it kind of helped that I didn't know really how to do it. I just kind of did it the way I thought I could do it. So I found someone in North America and just do small batches for me. So I didn't know the proper way to do it in a sense.
Well, and you've got somebody that you've got a good working relationship with, and I think that's important. You've got communication between y'all. You've got things that you lose when you go further.
Yeah, I did really want to try to keep it as American or Canadian or North American made as opposed to going overseas anywhere. But
well, buddy, have a great weekend. If you need anything, let me know.
You too.
And good luck.
All right. Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Take care, Andrew.
All right. See you later. Bye.
See you, buddy. So what have you been up to, Kyle?
Just been sharpening, man. Just hanging out and doing that. I lost track of time. That's what I was doing tonight. I didn't realize what time it was. I looked up and I was like, oh, I better go on and see what Javon's doing.
Oh, man, we were just chatting about stuff. Chatting about random stuff. Did you see that nasty Guardian blade? I showed you that, didn't I? I did a review on it the other day, or an overview, and I stabbed it into cardboard because it doesn't really cut. I mean, it does cut, but it's got what they call a zero flat edge and then a 30-degree bevel around the other three sides. But when you stick it in cardboard, dude, it leaves like a hatchet wound, more so than if you stab another knife in the same cardboard. It just leaves a little slice right where it went in.
This it's meant to be a piercer.
Yeah, this thing pushes the meat away. It would be my least favorite knife that I own to get stuck with, or to drop on my foot. That would be horrible.
Yeah, that's definitely more of the piercing style. It's not meant to be a cutter.
Yeah, and I think most of TKL's knives' primary purpose is to be either a close quarters combat type of knife, a last ditch effort, buy yourself space knife. I don't think they might have a couple like that little DP1 that he made after his father-in-law's, kind of got a slicey blade, but most of them are definitely more on the tactical side.
I get that, but I also like, if I'm carrying a knife, I want it to be able to slice, and he has a lot in the arsenal, a lot of models that don't, and that's why I'm just, if you're gonna be only piercing, that's cool, do your thing, but it's just like, it's weird how you have the dichotomy of a little bit of each, but mainly the tactical ones. So
yeah, I mean, it's I think that's just kind of what I think he's a retired Marine, and a lot of his small contracts. I mean, he's got that tactical screwdriver that was a commission job that he just decided to release. I don't know what you do with it short of pry, because it's made for a specific pew, an automatic that it's got a bolt clear and something else. It's just a tool that does several things on this one particular ornament. Andrew's the man. I always appreciate him coming on. I only asked him Tuesday if he would want to come on and talk about, because I knew he had these knives in or were coming in. And I wanted him to be able to show them off, because I think that River Dog's pretty cool.
Go
ahead.
I was just gonna ask if the tool was that for the M60 or like the saw, the belt fed.
It is for the. Hold on, let me tell you. I'll tell you exactly what it's for. Because I think it even says on the description. Let's see. The TS-87 tactical screwdriver. Let me show you because it shows the pew pew in the picture. So this is the hold on a sec.
I can see the barrel. The barrel kind of looks like a M60, but I can't tell what.
I think it says, hold on. SOCOM Dillon area. It's for the Dillon Arrow M134D Gatling gun.
Okay. Well, the barrel on it that looks similar to that, so that makes sense.
So I don't know what I mean because it's got one side that looks like a screwdriver, one side that looks like a ring, but he was showing on one of his live streams, like I guess it's got this little thing for a part of the gun.
Uses a torque wrench.
Yeah, a little torque wrench. I guess that's it there.
But that doesn't make sense. Why is he using it to push the push out pins on a AR?
I don't know. Because I know it would be
not that hard to push out.
So there's it wedging something in that Gatling gun. I don't know what it's wedging. I don't know much about it. He said it. I mean, what's kind of cool about it is it would suck to get stuck with it. It would make a good pry bar. But yeah, I mean, he didn't, again, this is a design that he didn't necessarily come up with. They came to him with it.
Right.
And then he, thought it would be something that people might want, or people said that they wanted it. And he just made it. So he does, again, if you've ever seen his live, he goes live Sunday mornings at 9, really early in the morning.
Yeah, I've seen him.
I didn't realize they were right at the border of Chattanooga and Georgia. That's only about 50 minutes from me. I was going to see about going over there and doing a shop tour at some point. Maybe they'll fly me out.
Just get a car door and be done.
I don't even need a car door, dude. That's my air conditioning. We were looking at Jared's his reel earlier. Where is it?
Oh Lord, I saw it.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
Dude, what's the t-shirt thing?
Who knows?
I can deal with the cigars. I just don't get I would think he'd want to be wearing cooler shit. But I guess
is
t-shirt
Kenzo Home.
If that's your jam.
I don't know, man.
Neil McKenzie. No, he was live earlier doing some sharpening thing on Work Sharp. Yeah, I guess it was a Work Sharp promotional type thing.
I didn't pay attention.
Were you here when we were watching Tim's School of Fish video?
No.
Dude, do you know who Tim's School of Fish is? I didn't until this morning.
Yeah, I know who he is. I know he had some drama, some clickbait stuff there for a while, but I don't follow or don't really.
Well, you know how Duty and a lot of people did the only channels I watch now?
I heard someone talk about it. I haven't watched it, but.
Well, they're like Choir Boys Cutlery. A lot of others have started doing it. It was kind of like Tag, where people are saying, these are the channels I watch. So he did a video, and it's all tongue in cheek, but these are the channels that I absolutely hate, that I won't watch under any circumstance. And he starts off with Scabs and goes, Choir Boys Cutlery, Scabs used to be a big guy. Now I've noticed he's losing a lot of weight. The Scabs is getting in shape. He's losing a ton of weight. And he goes, I just can't take that. I want the fat Scabs back. I refuse to watch skinny Scabs. And then he goes on through a bunch of others, but he gets to KC Knives Fast. And he goes, man, that guy looks like a serial killer. I've never seen anybody that nice. That's Ted Bundy right there. It's funny. In his little cut cut edits. I like this content, and I'm sure it's pretty clickbaity because I clicked on it, and allegedly the comments are really good on it.
Yeah, I don't.
Machinist, me too, buddy.
I'm much more happy to not watch any of that stuff anymore.
Yeah, I watch only a little bit. Usually live streams is what because I don't want to get misled or get a preconceived notion on a knife. I will watch some stuff when Metal Complex has something really cool. I'm trying to think who else I'll eventually click on. Like if I see an Outdoor 55 video or a Knife Nerd video or something like that, I'll watch it.
I honestly have unsubbed from almost all channels, just because I'm not watching it. I don't care. If it's something I want to go see, I'll seek out. Or if it's, friends, then I'm still sub to them. But outside of that, I'm just like, it doesn't interest me.
See, Rick says no knives on the table, or you just have them out of view.
Oh, there's out of view. So right now, like this side of this is a big L-shaped desk, and this side is like my monitors up here on the wall. This setup for sharpening. I got supplies on this side. On this side, I've got computer and some tech stuff, and then behind me to the right, I've got the actual big part of the desk, and that's like knife storage, other sharpeners, ano setup, more computers, more organizational stuff, and that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, this side is just typically for sharpening, so it's whatever I have on in front of me on the table. So, but I have nothing new to show off that since I showed off on Tuesday or.
I don't think he unsubbed to you, Bluminati.
Oh, Bloomy.
No. Kyle will go back and sub to you.
I just don't watch videos, man. That's all. I'm not against.
Craig, it was total satire. It was 100% satire. I'm a fan of Tim's School of Fish, and everybody that watched it knew it was satire. It was and I think I don't know if anybody in the comments, because I haven't gone and read the comments, but people said that they got pretty either funny or. I just left him a comment that I thought it was one of the most creative videos I'd seen. And I laughed. I mean, I laughed out loud, especially the skinny Scabs part. Because I sent Scabs a message about 2 months ago saying, hey, dude, just want you to know, I think you're looking great. He and I talked. I got him hooked up with olive knives. Olive knives. That Arbor, this knife right here. They were looking for somebody who could really test it. And I suggested Scabs, and they hooked up. And I got G-Ball hooked up with them too. Hey, I reached out to Victor today.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard back from him yet. But it was just following up.
They're almost 8 hours ahead.
So that's middle of the night?
So like right now, it'd be like 7 a.m. there. So they're 8 hours ahead of me.
I got you.
So they're nine hours ahead of you.
Well, I noticed that that it was a Gmail address that I've been communicating with him on. So I hope he's still, fuck, dude. I just hope he's not on the front lines or something crazy. You never know.
Yeah.
Because aren't they a Russian company?
Yeah, but they're located kind of out in the middle of nowhere.
See, Rick, that's exactly right. I can remember when Duty Daggers did the video on being a knife tuber that was total satire. I reached out to Shane. Shane couldn't believe it. We both thought it was legit, but it was total satire. I mean, the best comedy or the best satire, I think, is when it's hard to tell. But I could tell just in his delivery. I thought he was overly animated for him to have real grudges with those people. Plus, you would have said meaner stuff.
He
is a very nice guy if you catch him when he's not filming. And he's nice when he's filming. You just can't get. I walked in and saw him at Blade Show this year, and he was filming, and he just basically did a little interview with me. I was just coming to say, "What's up, bro?" I didn't want to get, stopped for 5 minutes, but it's all good. I'm a fan of Jared's. I've always liked him and appreciated what he's done with his channel. I just don't watch the content that much anymore. Kyle, do you watch sharpening content? I know there's a ton of sharpening content.
No,
that I don't watch on YouTube.
No. I know this is going to sound strange, but like, I don't have any interest in any of the knife content. Like, it just doesn't, I'm not in the market for anything. If something comes out that I'm interested in, I'll go look it up at that point. But I typically am not going to go look up a review to make an opinion for me. I'm going to make my own opinion on it. So like, I don't search out reviews. I mean, I think it's cool that people do them. That's fine. It's just not for me. And as far as sharpening goes, no, because I mean, I'm pretty content with what I've got. I don't need to.
You're developing your own.
I got my own system. I got my own philosophy. I don't need to go out and search other stuff. Now, if something comes out that's, kind of off the wall or revolutionary or something, I may take a look at it, but I'm not actually looking for stuff to watch like that.
Did you see that Instagram? I think it was on Instagram. Maybe it was on YouTube that Steve Kalari put up those little pry bars. He was talking about a new kind of steel he made them out of. I'll tell you the steel. Let me see if I can find it.
Nitro X7.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been talking about Nitro X7 for like 6 months. It's going to be the new and improved version of Nitro V 14C AEBL, and it's got some initial testing on it. It's freaking phenomenal.
I think this is it here.
Sick logo. Look at that.
That's Pro Cut. Hold on.
Pro Cut.
I saw something today that it was not Pro Cut. It was Nitro V2. No, Pro Cut's the stuff that we've been talking about, right?
That's from Pops.
All right, let's go to YouTube.
Right there. The second one.
That's Pro Cut. Oh, Nitrox X. Introducing Nitrox X. Is that it?
Yeah, Nitro X7. So instead of Nitro V, just think Nitro X7.
And so it's just a stainless harder. He did a video on it. I didn't watch the video. But I don't know if that'd be the kind of video that would interest you.
I don't like. I typically have, if I'm reading about stuff like that. I mean, I've heard stuff from Steve, and I'll go do research look it up online and stuff, and see what the data sheets show and that kind of stuff. But I'm not. I mean, I respect his opinion. That's cool and all, but like, I'm interested to see it, but I don't go search for his videos. If that makes sense.
Right. He shows up on my feed when I haven't looked at it because again I don't know that much about it. That's the first I'd heard about it. I thought it was Nitro Locks.
I don't watch content on Instagram either, so that's why I haven't seen that. Geek. I was the same way in the audiophile world. I was hardcore into it for a long time, and then got burnt out of the same thing, kind of gatekeeping, and you get to a point where it's diminishing returns and it's no fun anymore. So just move on. Get what you want till you're happy, and then if you want to ever upgrade or look at something different down the road, you always can. But go ahead.
I was just gonna say my dad was big into the audiophile, the turntable era, with the really fancy turntables on the little cones, and he'd only buy the records that had the real thick sleeves on them in the jazz stores. I forget what they called those albums. They were called something different than a regular album. They were thicker vinyl.
The hard presses?
I think so. And they had a real thick vinyl sleeve on them instead of the plastic you just tore off.
You probably had like an old Thorns or something like that turntable. I'm glad I never went down the. I do like physical media, but I'm glad I never went down the record route. I've got a bunch, but never went down that record route.
What's interesting is my daughter, who's about to turn 26, when she was in high school, they had a vinyl. When the vinyl resurgence came, she had to have a little turntable. She wanted one of the little ones that was just you open it up and you can put a record on it.
Right.
So I had to go to Amazon and find records to get her for Christmas. Justin Bieber and this other shit that she was listening to at the time. And those things were $42.
Yeah, they're expensive.
And like an Ed Sheeran with colored vinyl. I got her it was almost 70. It was a collector's edition, which you can't argue that albums had the best art, the best stuff to kind of immerse you into the band.
Yeah, I mean, I love physical media. I love CDs. CDs are phenomenal. And I'll argue that majority of the time, 16-bit 44.1, you're not going to tell a difference between that and a lot of your high-end FLAC 24-bit streaming services. Unless you have a ultra high revealing system, you're not going to tell a difference.
Like a headphone system?
Well, I mean, I've got that too, but like even then, I mean, I've got high res audio files as well too, but I still like the actual interaction of physical media. I think CDs sound phenomenal, especially if you got a good transport.
Did you I can remember when we first got into CDs, my dad was big into it, and he would try to find the digitally recorded, digitally remastered, the DDD versus the ADD that were originally recorded analog and then put back out on CD. He'd buy weird shit like Mannheim Steamroller and all this other kind of modern shit that was recorded digitally. One of the cool things, Geek Machinist, about touring with the Dead when I did is they've always allowed taping. So they'd always have taping sections, and people would have their DACs and they set up their mics, and people would have $8,000 worth of equipment in their seat on long poles, and there'd be taping sections, and you'd always get really good sounding stuff. Well, my buddy, the one that passed away, went out to the final, before they did the Sphere tours, the supposedly final Dead and Company shows out at the Hollywood Bowl, and they'd let you plug into the soundboard. You didn't even have to plug into the soundboard. If you wanted to, you could get a board, zip drive for like $30. So I've got all three of those shows on a zip drive, and the quality is amazing. I mean, because it's coming out of the board and their stuff's mixed really well. So I guess you're getting the floor mix or the floor mix.
Geek. Yeah, that'd be nice to have a Terminator, but I don't have Terminator money. Dinner Frips makes phenomenal stuff, though. So does Audio God. I've not messed around with any like the Harmony, but I know that that's the new hot thing. But yeah, so like this is what I've got right now plugged in. That's what I'm listening to.
Oh, what are those?
A pair of my open back Sennheisers, and then I've got it going through a deck. Oh yeah, the Pontus is nice. I like the that Hestia. I always wanted to check out that preamp, but
I've noticed these little micro preamps popping up on Amazon for a couple $100. Have you seen those? That if you've got old speakers, old turntable, you can buy these little tube amps.
Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of ways to modernize stuff like that. I just, when it comes to headphones, like what Mick was saying, yeah, I mean, I've got some AirPods and that kind of stuff, but like I don't listen to them for quality. That's a convenience thing. If I'm want to listen to anything for quality, it's plugged in.
Close back.
Oh, no.
Or you do open up back.
Open back. Unless it's an IEM in-ear monitor, but if it's an actual headphone, then it's going to be open back. That way you get more spatial sound.
So see that little thing right there?
Oh yeah.
They make little things like that you can plug your old components into. And they're also Bluetooth. I don't know why you'd want it Bluetooth, but like even my daughter's little $50 or $60 turntable, you could convert your record to Bluetooth or to digital on the turntable.
Yeah, the Sierra. So if you're willing to spend the funds to get a high-end vinyl rig, they can sound phenomenal. But I mean, you're talking thousands of dollars when you start talking about the actual deck, the platen, the accessories, your cartridge, your preamp for it. The ability to do vinyl well is phenomenal, and it's got a good warm sound to it. But it's a lot more expensive to get there, in my opinion, than digital. You can get a good transport for $600-700, a good DAC for a little bit more than that, and be done, and that'll run all your digital. But to actually spend, I mean, I'm talking $5 to $10K for a good vinyl setup.
Yeah, even the ones on Amazon, just turntables are $500-600. And Paul, that's what I'm going to name this episode, because ambient is no joke.
You can get a great entry level, like a U-turn is the name of the company, turntable for like $600, and it's got a built-in preamp. That's good for like entry level. But I'm talking about if you want to start competing with like the digital realm, then you're going to be spending a lot more money.
Yeah, without a doubt. And the speakers, the sky's the limit. I mean, you can.
Yes and no. So like, it's a highly important part of the system, but you also have to think of, it's like a chain. What's the weakest link in the chain? Is it the source of the music? Is it the speakers playing? Is it, the power delivery? Like, there's all different ways to approach
variables. It. You're right. You're exactly right. To isolate what you're like, do y'all know what this brand is here?
Look, I agree. I'm just saying for like the general public, for $600, that's not a bad option. Doing like a U-turn where you can just, someone's a plug and play that doesn't know anything about.
Have you ever heard Evo?
Yeah. Yeah. Projects. Those are good turntables for what they are, for the money.
Are they built or direct? I remember I used to, because I used to be into the, I guess you'd call them mid-range turntables. And I can't remember if it was the belt drives that were desirable more or the direct drives. One of them was quieter. Here's the U-turn.
I'm going in comparison, like what we were talking about earlier. If you're going for an ultra revealing vinyl system, yeah, I think you need to be at least close to $5.
Well, don't you think won't there be variations in the vinyl, something that you don't have as much in digital? I mean, depending on how the vinyl's pressed, or does it usually not matter? You're going to get
that, but there's also then platen stability. There's a lot of different factors when it comes to that, and then also the preamp makes a huge difference.
That's an interesting little belt drive system.
Cat scratch. Yeah, the SL 1200s were always solid.
But I'm amazed by the prices of some of these speakers. And I know amps are, for me, I think everything starts with the amp. But again, if you've got a shitty turntable, that takes away your, but if you go high end, they've got some, and a lot of this stuff's Bluetooth now.
So,
and it's integrated in a lot of the systems too.
The weird thing is, like, if you talk about the amp, like, there's different schools of thought. Do you want something that's completely linear and cold, or that's completely true to the sound? Do you want something that has a little bit of coloration to it? Do you want something? And then if you do coloration, then you're pairing with components to make sure the components match. If you're doing something completely neutral and cold, then you have to worry about, is that going to be too revealing on certain speakers? Like, it's a whole dancing game, and then figuring out, what matches with what. So it's not just as simple as grab this, grab that, and everything's good. You can get something generalized that, okay, this is going to sound good on certain things, but it depends also too on what type of music you're listening to. If you're listening to, just crappy radio, you don't want a highly revealing system because it's not going to sound good.
Right, because your record quality is not
correct. again, that food chain of figuring out what's the weakest part in that system and line, and figuring out, is it the music? Is it like I'm talking about the source, whether it be radio, CDs, whatever. If that's the weakest part, then it goes downstream.
Mick, you'll love that. I got the OG scales for my 8015, and the ones for the 8010 look sick. I know Metal Complex has got a setup with the titanium 8010 scales. I'll tell you what else we had, and it went with my buddy when he passed away. When we used to play in bars, we recorded everything directly out of the board onto mini discs. Do you remember when mini discs came out? Those little like 2x2 discs that were in plastic cases?
They were a phenomenal idea that never caught on.
Right. They were a great idea that never caught on. And for recording live gigs, they were great. We never had great mixes because we always had to mix our own sound, but it's stuff, it doesn't get old like tape or anything like that.
Sierra, don't ever apologize, buddy. It's okay. We talk about whatever here.
Absolutely.
If Javon doesn't want me talking about something, he's going to tell me to shut up.
Yeah, cool. Well, I mean, dude, it's an open forum. We talk about what the chat, and unless I've got a show, which is rare, like somebody coming on to talk about knives, it's all about what y'all want to talk about. It is all open.
And Luke, I agree. I love the sound of tubes and tube rolling, but man, that's a deep rabbit hole. The ideally, I like the sound of tube preamps on like an AB amp, but that's just a personal preference.
If you want to get in a deep rabbit hole, start playing guitar and get into effects. I know Scotch and Things just started buying guitars and amps and stuff like that. And he's finding out real quick it's a deep rabbit hole. I've got I was trying to find what my other, I don't know what my other Instagram's called. I've got a personal Instagram that's got some of my guitar shit on it, but I got into back in the college days, I was always buying musical instruments and effects. And then when I got a job and could afford shit, I built my ultimate rig that I'd never play. And I've got, I have no idea how much I've got just tied up in my pedal board. And then I've got a Fender Blues Deluxe tube amp. It's just sweet. Got a couple of other amps. I need to sell some stuff.
I think I sent you that video. There's a guy that I used to watch that he was on the more of the producing and mixing side. He would go around and tour different like artist setups and like home studios and even like corporate studios and stuff. And I think he's based out of Nashville. He's got some amazing videos of tour setups of, studios.
Oh, it's
Kathleen. I do both. I've got a headset set up and then a complete rig here for the computer. And then I've also got a speaker set up, and then I've got a headphone set up with my speaker set up as well. So.
And then they've got the weird studio setups for like if you're a music maker on your computer, you want like monitors that don't color the sound, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Completely like, Adams or the old Yamaha was something in 8s. Those were real popular. Genelecs were real popular. They're completely neutral. I went down that rabbit hole. So like I've got going off my computer, I've got going into a DAC, outboard sound. And then from the DAC, it splits off to a headphone amp. And then I've also got off the headphone amp, the XLRs that split off to go to my monitor as well too. So I've got monitors set up. Yeah, ZMF. I'm familiar with ZMF. They make some pretty cool stuff. I like some of the. I'm a Sennheiser fan. Like it depends on the model, but ZMF makes good stuff. I like the Mezes. They make some really good, nice stuff as well too.
So check this out. Are these the machine ground where they've got somebody else ground in the blades? This is a USA made 80/20. No, it's 80/20.5 USA made.
That I have not seen.
No, that's not USA. Hold on.
I was going to say that. I thought all 25s were Taiwan.
I'm looking for the 8020s that were. There's some 8020s. I had a chance to buy one of these at the Nashville Blade Show for $400 even and passed on it. And I kind of have regrets. I just didn't like the G10.
Hey, Maddie. Yeah, Q-Ball and I had a lot of discussions about that because I used to compete for SQL in cars, and Q-Ball and I had discussions about that.
That's probably one of the best small pocket knives you can get. I've had 3 of those. I've given away the Tough Light. Have you ever handled one of those, Kyle?
Yeah.
That's a great little knife.
Yeah, I think so too. I've never owned one, but I've had buddies that have had them.
Maddie, you got the titanium 20? You put the OG scales on it? I don't know if I showed you guys.
It's a cool knife and setup. I'm just not a fan of the Shark Lock, but I think that the idea behind it's really neat.
Well, it's kind of got the same D10 as a bar lock, right?
Yeah, and that's kind of what gets me
orange G10
away from it. It feels spongy.
But those are Lex Customs titanium scales. This is a guy on Etsy who makes these in Sweden, and this is for the 80 or the Mini Adamas. But they're contoured and ribbed. I had some AWT on here, but it makes this knife much more pleasing than just having those smooth flat scales on it.
Yeah.
I've got to find something to put scales on. I'm kind of...
What's up, Scooter?
Scooter, I name dropped you in my video that's coming out tomorrow, my TRM video. Scooter's the reason that I've got a TRM obsession. He's the one back in 5 years ago turned me on to him. I got my first Neutron. I love those little knives. They're sharpened, I learned, at 18 degrees, 17 to 18 is the factory edge on them. What's up, Sobex? Yeah, Scooter is the reason. Hey, Scooter did more to promote TRM than anybody that I know that has.
I think Scooter's last name is Halpert.
Yeah, I had to read up on their history before I did my video. They started Halburn Titanium, I want to say 97, and then 2014. They talk about when they bought their first vertical CNC machine, and then in 2014, they started the company TRM, and they released their first knife, the Neutron, not the Neutron 2, in 2018. Fast forward 25 years, their about says on their website, and this is the equipment they've got. Hold on. I don't want to misquote it.
On their Thai site, they sell some parts and stuff, and I wanted to buy they make Thai screws for the Spyderco Mule, and I wanted to order a set, but they're rarely in stock. And then when I found them, they were actually in stock, and they're good price. I mean, the screws are only like $8, something like that. But then they wanted like $12 or $14 to ship them for 2 screws. I'm like, and I passed, and then I haven't seen them back in stock since.
Is it that much? Because I've ordered screws, and I know I've ordered the regular body screws and stuff from them, not from TRM, and the shipping wasn't that much.
Yeah, this was their actual titanium site, the Halburn Titanium website, not the TRM site.
So fast forward 25 years, their machinery includes 2 flow water jets, Berger flat grinders, 2 Okamoto surface grinders. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
A Makino wire EDM, 2 Swiss turning machines, 25 CNC vertical machining centers for manufacturing TRM and private label parts. Our new prototype shop has 2 CNCs E-marked for R&D. So as a CNC vertical machine, because they bought their first one, number one, in 1999. So if they've got 25 vertical machining centers, those are small machines for scales and parts and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, I would assume so.
I would assume so too.
And the Swiss lathes are what they use for their screws. That's what
And
they
they're
make screws off of.
probably their
Pivots and
what are standoffs.
right.
That's one thing. Their parts are very inexpensive. Like if you need to order body screws or if you need to order basically anything, you can get it off their site and it's not that expensive. Go to parts. Their strops are kind of high, but I can't say anything because I don't know how much it costs to make a strop. But if you go to parts, like you buy washers, you can buy complete hardware sets.
I want to get my buddy to start making stuff, but I don't know that he has any long-term interest in doing it. But
does he have the setup for it?
He's got a machine shop, but he just has to figure out what tooling he needs, whether or not, because he doesn't do stuff for knives. He does stuff for guns. So,
but if you come up with like a cool idea for something, maybe that spark his interest. Maybe you just need to be the idea man.
Right. But it's not so much the ideas, it's whether or not he wants to spend the money to invest in the tooling and the work holds and all that kind of stuff for Ty, because he only does stuff in steel. He's not messing with titanium stuff. What's up, Dang Ross?
I would love to. I'm just never up in that part of the world. Yeah, I don't think there is a bad. I'm carrying today my Revision B Bulldog, and that's just a great knife. And every TRM I own is it's just stellar for what it is. Now, they're not prying knives, they're not hard use knives, but for a guy who cuts boxes, cat food, basic shit, they're slicey. Very slicey. Dang Ross, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you, man. So what are we, about 15 minutes away from Maddie?
Yeah, I was gonna say I jumped in late, but I forgot how quick. I mean, it's already almost midnight.
Your time. That's right. You're an hour ahead.
Yep.
Got them in my titanium, and I've got them in my G10, my friend. They do make them excellent. They do make them excellent. And I love the small hole. I didn't have a problem with it. Now, the other hole is much more accessible, but to me, the small hole matched the logo that I've always come to know, whether it was on the Nerd, then the Holy Nerd. But I'm thinking about doing a blade swap on this and my G10.
Maddie, Javon's got to go get pizza still.
Don't feel bad. I used to wake up to confirmation emails and have no idea what I ordered. And I always used Lefty 10's code. So I always felt like he was putting hexes on me. Kyle, you got any parting words for these wonderful people? We'll get out of here so they can get ready for said faction.
No, I'm good.
Guys, I appreciate y'all more than you know. All you channel members, Mick Ranger, remember you got gifted a membership. Stop by at 2:30 tomorrow. We'll have a little appreciation party. You don't have to stick around. You just have to pop in. I'm around for an hour. But do me a favor. Look out for the guy or gal to your left. Look out for the guy or gal to your right. Look out for each other. Always go forward with love in your heart. Do your best, even though it's tricky, to choose debate, not hate. I love you all. Till we get back together again. Peace.
Are you high on cigarettes? And when that stuff runs out, you're gonna wanna make it. Are you high on cigarettes?
Let's watch two wrongs witness and get high on cigarettes.